Got Big Mike lifting pigs, Big Cuz having hell at 7-on-7, and me feeling like total shiznit all week. Let's talk about it on Big Monday. Good morning, and welcome back to Rise and Shine College Football. I'm your host, Jason Watkins. He's Big Mike Boganowski, otherwise known as Bahama Bogue. We will have Marcus Dent on here momentarily, but if you love college football, you're definitely in the right place. So before you forget, smash that red subscriber button, like our videos, and don't forget to ring the bell so you don't miss one moment of Hall of Fame college football. We got you coming in a second here. Marcus, hold tight. What's up, Big Bogue?
Man, I'm chilling, man. Still in the Bahamas mentally, physically back in Kansas, though.
That's what I'm talking about. We're gonna get into your talking pigs here in just a second, man. Dang it, man. What is going on? Here it is. And there he is. Big Cuz. What's up, Big Cuz?
Man, what it do, bro? What it do?
I heard you had some shit going on this weekend, man.
Man, I'm telling you, these damn.
Don't tell me he was out there acting like Cam Newton.
Nah, man, don't do that.
Don't tell me he was ragdolling little kids.
Don't do all that, man. Nah, bro. I tell you what, man, we had our 10U, our 14U, our 15U, and our 18U divisions all playing this weekend, man. And we went 10U went to the championship game. 14U went 6-0. No, it went 7-0. No, 6-0. Went 6-0. And my 15U lost out in the semis to the team that won it. Also, my 18U lost out in the semis to the team that won it. So hey, man, we had a great weekend, man. It's just dealing with the weather, parents, kids. Man, I'm telling you, I'm almost getting too damn old for this shit. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. You know, I love it, but at the same time, man, damn, you know, it's stressful as hell, bro. I can tell you that.
It makes it hard, doesn't it? It makes
Yeah,
it hard sometimes, bro.
it makes it hard.
Just trying to bring these kids along, get them right.
And I'm getting older, man. Now, 10 years ago, I had all kind of energy to act crazy as hell with you. Man. I ain't got that kind of energy no more, man. You know, hey, like, you know, I just got off the phone with a guy that's gonna be doing some stuff with the podcast called True Exposure, man. And they got some really good stuff going on with Zybeck, and we're gonna bring them in the fall, man, to give parents some more information on what they can do and get verified times and stuff like that. I mean, that's what colleges are looking for. They're looking for those if you don't come to our camp and we want to recruit you, we need to look for verified times. And what other, you know, equipment you can use outside of Zybeck and catapults is the top two, you know, and True Exposure is using both of those. So man, yeah, we're gonna do some stuff in the fall, man. Got some stuff going, and like, you know, I had to do a little networking this weekend, and man, they talking about getting into the big men stuff, just like they're doing with the skill guys, and I'm really interested in that, man, because it wasn't a whole lot of competition stuff for Isaiah to do, you know, like it is for the skill guys when it comes to the 7-on-7s and things like that, man. So yeah, it's been a crazy weekend, man, for sure.
Well, speaking of crazy weekends, we got Big Bogue out here lifting pigs and shit in the Bahamas, man. What's up with that?
Bro, I mean, listen, man. So, first of all, let me back it up, right? We get off the boat. We get off the boat, right? And we walk through, all the local dudes trying to sell you their tours and get you on their stuff, right? But we had to meet our charter boat to go fishing down there by Senior Frogs in Nassau, Bahamas. They got a little spot where you can get on boats right there. So we sitting there, dude, and you know what I mean? I'm talking to my kids and I hear a voice behind me and I'm like, bro, that sounds so familiar. And I turn around and look,
Yes, this is the other part we need to bring up.
and
Yes.
this big ass motherfucker Daniel Akakumi standing right there, bro. I was like, I knew it. I was like, I know I heard that. I'll be watching his vlogs and all that stuff. And I was
Dude,
like,
he's my homie, man. I can't wait to get him on the show. We're supposed to get him pretty soon, so I can't
dude,
wait. But
dude, crazy as hell. I walked up on him and he was like, I could tell he recognized me, right? But he just couldn't put it together. And, I was like, it's Boganowski's,
Sune.
yeah, Boganowski's window. But yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy, right?
Oh,
Um,
that's too much.
just random, dude, just totally random.
He was like, I ain't going to Brazil. I'm going to the Bahamas. Thank you.
I feel like he went last year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he went on a mission trip last year.
Yeah, I
Okay.
feel like he went last year.
Well, let's say hello to the boys this morning. Hey, welcome in, Moosehead. Thank you for being number one on the show. Brandon Snake, Sooner fan 71. Billion 2005. Goated. Logan Lickey. Trojan Baseball. Drewski. Comanche Sooner. Scott Walker. Dang, we got them all in here. All of them. Kimberly K. Neilio.
Hey, Neilio.
Man, they're just all in here. Robbie Martin. Ryman Lemon, there he is. Welcome into the show, everybody. Make sure you wipe your feet as you get in here. And as you see, I'm somewhat back into the woodshed. Still working on that background, but it's been a long week. I feel like I got taken to the damn woodshed. So still trying to recover. But glad to be back on Big Monday with Big Mike and Big Cuz. And we're gonna talk about a few different things. Obviously, missing out on a running back with Hatton going to A&M. Don't know that I care. Dogs in trouble with the law. Some more dogs in trouble with the law for some reason.
Man,
That
what?
continues to go on out in Athens. A 7th year of eligibility for a player at LSU, and more talk about John Mateer and this offense that everybody's so excited about in Norman. We'll get into all that and maybe just some Q&A from the folks in our comments. We appreciate everybody being here so much, so we'll get into all of that stuff. But what what all did you guys end up hanging out with our boy Akinkumi there or what?
No, so he was actually going on his little pig tour when he was there. But like that was the first like
Pig
I had
tour.
scheduled a fishing charter because the kids they love to fish, so that was our fishing charter. So the swimming with the pigs was the next day, and
Swimming with the pigs.
bro, so like I feel like everybody knows this, right? Like I was talking to Jason about it. He's like, he's like, I don't
Bruh,
even, he's like,
bro.
I've never even heard of that. But shit, dude, like that shit was fun as hell, dude. Hey, they got some big ass pigs on this island, right?
That
Some big
stung
old,
will look good on that damn grill out there. I can tell
big,
you that damn
hey,
much.
some huge sows, right?
Shit. Huh?
Some huge sows. So they throw fruit in the water, and the pigs go swim out there with them, and like people were like holding on to the back of them, and they were towing them around out there, like Cameron. Cameron did that. Yeah, it was crazy, man. So like they're taking pictures, and they got all the little baby frog or the baby frogs, the baby pigs, right? All the little baby pigs. So me being just kind of a like doing too much type of dude. Like I talked to one of the guys running it, and I'm like, "What's the biggest pig that's ever been lifted up out here?" And he pointed at this one pig right there. I'm like, "Oh man, we can do that." I was in the Bahamas, Ryman.
Yeah.
Treasure Island. So the cruise stops at an island called Coco Cay. It's like a big water park, and you can go on excursions from there. But so my man points out a pig right there, and I'm like, so there, dude. I'm telling you, there was pigs on this island that were probably 3+, right?
Mm.
Like
You know
300.
those, you can't do that shit in the States though. They're feral. They'll fuck you up.
So listen, man. Like when I got off, like I'm watching these people just run up to the pigs like they're dogs. And like me, I've lived in Georgia. I've hunted pigs. I've trapped them. I've been around them, and I'm like nervous as hell, dude. I'm like, bro, these pigs. I'm like, but there's still that wildness in them, right? So I'm nervous. I'm playing it cool, like just kind of watching, and then I'm like, all right, these pigs seem pretty friendly. Even though one of the bigger ones kind of got rowdy with one of the dudes that worked on the island, you know what I mean? And that was the one that I thought about picking up, but I was like,
See,
bro,
that's the end of that shit right then and there.
hey,
I'm done.
I
Now,
was like, I love my back too much. I was like, I'm not even trying that, right?
uh-uh.
So I settled on this pig, and I guess the pig's name was Zuri, and And the guy was like, "Yeah." He's like, "If you pick that pig up," he's like, "that'll be the biggest pig we've ever had picked up on the island." I'm like, "Doing it." Like, you know what I mean? I tried to get Marcus to do it first, but he was a little sus about it. And
Well, duh. I can't
and
believe y'all did that shit at all, bro. I saw that picture earlier and I was like, ain't no fucking way.
yeah, man, we picked them pigs up, and it was pretty crazy, man. It was a good time. It was a lot more fun than I expected. Especially pigs. I just there were so many people there. Like the pigs are just running around, eating and pooping and shitting all over the place. That's kind of where I was like, all right, this is getting outrageous. Like, but they just kept feeding them. But yeah, it was a good time, man. I had a good time with it. That was a lot much more fun than expected.
Man, I gotta look that up. There's probably some videos on YouTube of that, man.
Oh, dude.
Eh,
So here's the crazy. They wouldn't let you like take GoPros and cameras and stuff
Why?
because they take the pictures and then you got to log on
You
to
gotta
the web.
buy them and shit. Hell
And you
yeah,
gotta,
that's how they roll.
yeah. But there's other. I
Oh,
feel like
okay.
there's other tours where they let you do that, but this particular one, they didn't. But so even if I would have took my GoPro
Ugh.
on the island, my GoPro got stolen the last day,
Dang.
bro. I had dope footage on that thing
Bastards.
too. I
Some
had
wild
dope
bastards
footage
to
on
do
it.
some shit like that,
How
man.
did you
Dude,
how did you I mean, where was it at? I mean,
it was in
to
my
get
suitcase. It was in my suitcase, packed up. I had it wrapped up, like you know what I mean. Sitting, I had it in a little like protective case, like you put a camera in or whatever. And it's my fault. I should have locked my shit up. Right? That was dumb on my part. So the last day of the cruise, you got to have your bags outside at 10 o'clock. Right? So I
mhm,
really wasn't just because they'll take your bags and like move them and put them down in customs when you come off the ship. They'll be
yeah.
ready for you there, right? And so
So
me,
me,
I felt like I was, felt like it was pretty safe. But I got back to the hotel. What was that? Friday night, Friday afternoon, and we were doing some of that like fishing you see with my kids. We went and just found some random little inlets and stuff, and went fishing. And I went to get the GoPro to video that, and it wasn't there. And I was like, "Ain't this a bitch?" Dude,
Mm,
I had underwater footage of a shipwreck. I had underwater footage of a nurse shark,
damn.
a, a stingray, and a manta ray, all on there, man.
oh damn. I wouldn't have
Yeah,
been down there with no shark, man. I don't know how y'all do that shit. I don't know.
dude, I wasn't even trying. So like we were at this place right there, and they had lifeguards, and the guy's like, "There's a nurse shark right there." And I look over, and he's just kind of cruising, just kind of swimming in circles, and I put the GoPro. I mean, I was probably like 4 or 5 foot from him, but like under the water's crystal clear. You can see
Yeah.
him pretty good. And I just
But they're not
followed
I
him.
don't think nurse sharks are like
Oh,
dangerous to
they're
humans,
not.
but
No, 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 no. They're not that bad.
but
But
that
yeah,
means
man,
but there's other sharks in the area though. That's the whole thing. I don't mm-mm.
dude. So the
Living on
guy,
the edge. Living on the edge,
so
buddy.
hey, but no, so they so where we were at on Coco Cay, like they have like the nets. kind of out there, so that kind of protect the area, right?
That's smart. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
So
Would it be
we
good for business to have a person get eaten by a great white?
listen. I'm about to. Well, the great white, they're not down that far. At least not traditionally. I have seen some shit in Florida where people posted there, but so when we were doing our fishing trip, we stopped at this spot and we went on to the side of the island, and we're had a nice little beach right there, and we were chilling. And the guy was talking about he was pointing the island across the way and how they used to do a swim with the turtles type thing, right? He's like on that island over there, but they had to cancel it. He's like, they don't do it no more. So me being the guy that I am, I'm like, so why'd they cancel it? You know what I mean? I'm like trying to figure it out. He's like, yeah, we had an incident over there too. I was like, an incident? I was like, it doesn't sound good. He's like, yeah. He's like, those big tiger sharks. He's like, they like turtles. And he's
Oh,
like, we had a lady lose her life over there a couple years ago from
Mm.
from a from a tiger
see,
shark.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'd have been out
I
of
was
luck.
like, yeah, that'll do it.
I would have never got my ass out there in it. I'm gonna be honest with
Oh,
you.
dude,
Dude, bro, look, I was a lifeguard, bro. I was on the swim team.
Mm.
Believe it or not. But man, look, going out there in that water at my age, man, hell no. That ain't
that's what
happening, cuz.
that's what I was telling. That's what I was thinking to myself. I was like, man, my big fat ass look like a big ass walrus out here.
Yeah, I'm looking like a doggone whale and everything else, man.
Man,
That's not gonna say, ooh, look at that meat right there.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah,
You don't even move
That's a
that
whole
fast.
lot of meat.
You don't even look. You don't even move that fast. Look at it. That's a meal.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Shit.
Oh
easy
yeah.
money,
Oh yeah.
easy
He on
money.
the menu.
Nope,
no
not this
problem.
dude either, man.
Oh yeah, dude, it's a quality trip though. Good time, even though I got hit up for my GoPro. That sucked, man. And you know what I didn't do as I spent too much. So I got the GoPro app on my phone, right?
Yeah.
And I had the internet package on a cruise, and I was sitting there, and I was like, dude, I should just do this right now. And just like you can wirelessly Bluetooth uh, the videos onto the app and put them on your phone. But man, I decided to go to the bar, and I never
Oh
got to
man.
it. I had to get my money's worth on that drink package, man. I was trying to get it,
Hey,
trying to make it worth my money.
drunk ass.
I never got to it, bro. But,
It sounds
Man.
like because I got high.
yeah,
Because I got high.
yeah.
Because I got high.
Well, they had all this rum I had to try, dude. They had too much rum there that I haven't tried before.
Oh
Get
shit!
after it.
Too much. Too
Yeah,
much.
yeah,
Hey
man.
man, that's cool though. I don't know, man. I used to love shit like that, like snorkeling and shit like that. But I've watched too much Shark Week and other shit on
Yeah.
Nat Geo that I'm like,
Dude,
you
I
know
love me
what?
some Shark Week,
What
bro.
the fuck
Like,
is wrong with people going down there with those things, man?
listen,
Why?
man. Like, I'm not like when I'm talking about like snorkeling, bro. I'm not like doing some like
20
ridiculous
foot deep.
like I'm
Yeah.
not going down like feeding sharks and like the shit you see. Like, bro, when I snorkel, bro, I'm not that far. You know what I mean? Like,
No,
even
me
though
neither.
they
And
can get in that, it doesn't matter. But like, I feel like I'm doing it like just to get the kids in the water and do some snorkeling. Like, I'm not snorkeling
I,
just
I
in like
feel you on that. Yeah.
random
so the last
spots.
time
Like,
I was down
don't
there,
don't get it twisted, bro. I ain't out there like that.
we did it in Cancun the last time. That was a while back. And bro, there was a fucking barracuda down there with us, and all of a sudden he's just there.
Yeah, 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 for
Pretty
sure.
close to the ex-wife. Damn it, he didn't get her, but
Well, well, I thought you were gonna say, well, you wow, man.
I said, damn,
Oh,
he
good
didn't get her.
morning.
He didn't get her, but I was tripping out. I saw it and I was like, oh no. And I was kind of motioning to her to get the fuck, let's go. And he didn't do anything, you know what I mean? But those things will fuck you up. And it was kind of, that
Mhm.
was like the last time I got in the water while we were there that I moved away from the shore. And I was like,
Yeah.
I'm good on all that shit. I don't even need
Oh
to do
man.
it no more.
I tell you what, man. Like I say, me and the wife, we was talking about taking a trip this summer, man. She got basketball. That's when she bring her young kids in, and they go about a month, playing like the AAU circuit or whatever like that.
Yeah.
So when that's over with, We're gonna take something. Isaiah hit me up last night. Hey, look, Pop, we gotta go. We're going to the coast when I come home. So he's already ready to go. Red snapper, what he's fishing for,
You
man.
want to go fishing though? That's a little
Oh
different.
yeah, he going
Yeah,
fish.
yeah,
We're gonna rent a boat. We're going out there snapper
Oh yeah,
fishing. And so
yeah,
yeah,
oh
yeah.
yeah, yeah, man. We caught some cool fish, man. We caught some triggerfish, um, some little groupers. I think one was called a Margaret,
okay.
and a couple. Shit, I can't remember. A sheepshead. I think there was a few of those.
Yeah, he talked about the sheephead. Yeah, sheephead. But
Yeah, that was pretty fun, man. We having trouble finding them a couple times, and then we really got into them, man. It was a good time.
okay, cool,
And I'm
man.
telling you, man, if you ain't been to the Bahamas, man, like, man, that's I ain't. Let me tell you, I've been to some Caribbean islands, and I've seen some clear water, but bro, some
It's
of that
cool.
stuff out there is like
What
crystal
what
clear.
what cruise ship was y'all on, man?
We did Royal.
Did I tell you? I
Yeah.
told you, Royal Caribbean, bro.
Yeah. Oh, let me tell you something, man. Like we done Carnival too, and shit, I was turned up on that thing too, bro. Don't even worry. Like I don't. I can go on. It don't matter. I'm having
Yeah,
fun.
I mean, no, not dissing Carnival or anything, but I like Royal Caribbean better.
Y'all
Yeah.
see what
Yeah.
Ryman just put up here?
What do you say?
He said we went well watching in Cabo. We got to see them on and off the boat. You know, there's some big ladies on there when the crew moves to the other side of the catamaran to level it out.
Well, y'all, wow.
Ryman, you ain't right at all, bro.
Yeah.
You ain't right at all. Oh
That's
shit.
what's up, man.
That's
That's
really
crazy,
it.
man.
Man, hey,
That's
uh,
crazy.
how what Isaiah say about Rio?
Man, he loved it, man. You know, the thing about it is he took a lot of protein bars and stuff like that to keep the weight up because the food, man, is not fatty. I mean,
Yeah.
it's everything is lean, got a little bit of different spice to it.
Oh
He
yeah.
said he wish he could take their currency is a lot lower than ours, man. So, he was able to buy a few things, man. And he was telling me, just he liked the overall thing. He said, but you have to walk like hell. So he couldn't a couple of excursions that they went on, he didn't go because of the little knee and so, little knee situation, man.
Yeah.
But overall, man, they went out to the beach, man, and um, got hit by a wave. All of them did, man, and damn near knocked their ass down, And when inspecting those waves, man, but just overall the culture and getting a chance to meet some of the kids, man, that they'll never get a chance to see, guys that play
Mhm.
college football, and it
Yeah.
was a treat, man. He hooked one little kid up, had the glasses, the Sona necklace, and the little eye patches, man. Little kid, he was decked out, man. He seemed like that's something that kid will never forget. So you got to just kind of I mean, like he said, he will go back again. That's what he said. He said I'm gonna, he might go back on his own dime so he could have a little bit better time or whatever. But
Mhm.
yeah, couldn't go on the beaches at night.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey
But
man, like that's the thing, dude. Like when I was on this, I so my Fitbit.
You gotta
So
be careful about Rio, bro.
that's
It's different.
another casualty. My Fitbit shit the bed the last day of the cruise.
Mike,
And bro, but I was averaging like above 15,000 steps and like over 7 miles a day. You know what I mean? Just getting it in, just
oh, you
walking
lost
around,
you lost a couple
being
pounds then, bro.
huh?
You probably lost a couple pounds then.
I was eating everything, dude. I probably did. I probably
He
stayed at
gained, he gained that shit.
even
He's
drinking
still
too.
a net positive on that motherfucker. You
Yeah,
already
Yeah,
know.
yeah. If I could have just stayed even, I got to get on a scale. But if I could have stayed even, I'd count that as a
that's the
big
thing
win.
about those cruises, man. You can eat any time of the day that
Oh,
you.
dude,
Yeah,
man.
bro. Mm-mm.
you,
Dude,
you
Marcus. So they had this pizza spot on there that was like it was pretty good little pizza, man. And Marcus was eating with us, on the meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And Marcus was probably like, he had found his little crew of kids that they ran around. They could be up on the boat till 1. They had to be back in the room. But he's like, I probably ate like 5 pieces of pizza every night. Like he's just like every time I went by there, he's like I was grabbing pizza.
Hey man, look, that's what it's for, man. That's what you pay. That's what you paid your money for. You
Yeah.
know.
Oh
So,
yeah.
man, that's something that's a good thing, man. Take with the fam and let the wife get a chance to just relax.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Neilio, he was with the Soul Mission. They took their mission trip down there. They did some stuff down in Rio doing
Explain.
well, it was like a mission trip. So
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't just a bunch of dudes hauling ass down to Rio spending a shit ton
No,
of
no.
money.
It,
That's it.
matter of fact, you had it was a mix. You know, it was regular students, athletes. You
Mhm.
know, it was a straight mission trip.
Yeah, and the cool thing, something I heard was that you had some. Apparently, there were going to be some kids from that were walk-ons going to go, and they couldn't because or they weren't going to be able to pay for it. So,
Yeah.
a bunch of the guys that are scholarship cats all put their money together to make sure all the walk-on kids could go too. So I thought that was real cool, man.
Yeah, it was dope.
Yep.
Dope.
Real cool of them to do that. So
That's
yeah.
all good, man. You know, like I said, on the football side of it, man, you know, it's Monday. Everybody's back at it, man. You know, so I'm quite sure they're gonna I'm quite sure they're gonna get it in the weight room this morning. Everybody
Oh,
being
you
off.
already know. You already know. If you were out there raising hell, not on the mission trip, you were somewhere else and getting your
And
party on. Get ready because they're gonna get it all back out of you today.
you better know
Throwing
it.
that shit right up.
You better know it.
Woo. Spring break. Ooh, duh.
Man, I used to hate
Marcy.
coming back from spring break. I had to go back into football, man.
Brutal.
That was tough,
Brutal.
man.
Yeah.
Always
Yep,
tough.
yep, yep.
Especially you know, these are 18, 19, 20 year olds, some 21. And you go home, yeah, you're gonna work out that first day. That
Mhm.
second day you might do a little bit. Third day, you gonna kick it with your boys you ain't seen in a minute.
Yeah.
Fourth day, you gonna kick it with them. You mama gonna say, hey, look, you been home 3 days, you gotta go see your grandmama, you gotta go see Aunt Suzanne, you gotta do all that, right? And then one day you're gonna be like, man, I just want to chill. I ain't seen everybody, whatever. You might work out that day. Next day you flying your ass out of there. So it ain't like you're gonna get the same thing you're gonna get at school. You try to get a little bit in, and everybody does, but you gotta realize what you're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when it comes to the younger guys in the group. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're gonna work out, but it's just not gonna be at that same intensity level.
You know,
You
get your ass back in that gym. Hell yeah, no doubt
know?
about
Yeah,
it.
no doubt about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well,
So
I wanna know what
questions are already coming up. Rather see
There's
them
a
in Rio.
segue.
Yeah, it's a good segue here. I'd rather see them go to Rio for spring break over whatever the hell is happening in Georgia. And
man.
folks, it's getting real down there. Two guys in 2 days arrested for reckless driving, endangerment, all kinds of shit. One cat drove his motherfucking car into a house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, they had a kid 2 years ago get killed.
Dude, that's the worst of the worst. They've already been, just
Listen,
like Gabe and Teddy said, they've already had the worst thing happen, and it's still going on
it
like it never
accelerated
happened.
it feels like to me. It accelerated it. The shit has been going on since after they won the Natty. They lost two people that night on that accident where they were drag racing. And
Mhm.
then since then, they've continued to have these kind of things go on, accidents. Um, they've had people come in and talk to them, and that very later, right as soon as they left the building, they're getting dudes busted and arrested. They're trying to blame it on Athens PD. You know, maybe it's a you thing. Maybe it's a you thing.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me say this. You can't blame that on the PD when you're breaking the freaking law.
No, hell no.
Understand what I'm saying? So you don't even I don't even want to talk about that. Here's the thing: lay it down hard. The kid from Mississippi State transferred over there, and he got in some trouble. He's not there.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
that goes to show what I'm looking at with Kirby right now. You invited a kid in the program who had already been in trouble for behavior at another school. So what make you think that he's going to do right when he get to your school? You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? So you're sitting up here letting these things happen. And what I mean by letting them happen, now you're not telling them to go out and do it, but your punishment is not strict because if
I'm
it
pretty
was,
sure I'm pretty sure he's put his foot down and said you're gonna be dismissed from the team if it happens again.
well,
I'm pretty
here's the
sure.
thing.
That's supposedly
Mike,
been what he's
that's
been
other
saying, and they
stuff.
have
That's
been
other
kicking
stuff
guys
that's
out.
going on too. This stuff ain't just popped up. You know, it's a lot of little small shit going on.
Oh
For
yeah, for
stuff
sure.
to happen.
He's got to have zero tolerance, bro.
Right, with every damn
Zero
thing.
tolerance. You want to get some shit, you want to get caught excessive speed and reckless driving, all that stuff, you're gone. I mean,
Out.
like no questions asked. Like you don't get nobody gets the benefit of the doubt anymore. Like there's no way.
Mm,
No
yeah,
way. No extenuating circumstances. Don't do it.
right. And if you go out there and you do something stupid like that, then guess what? You got to pay the consequences to come with it. And
Yeah.
for the little stuff that they've been doing, they probably been getting little stuff done, and he just been slapping them on the wrist. Little stuff adds up to big stuff. If
Oh
you if you're strict on the little stuff, the big stuff doesn't happen.
yeah. Yeah.
You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Oh yeah. You
And that's the
for
problem
sure.
that they're having
Here's
over
the
there.
thing, though.
For
He's not
sure.
strict on the little stuff.
Well, and here's the thing. You know, you had Nitro Tuggle. He's a wide receiver who was suspended indefinitely. He had two a reckless driving. They were misdemeanors and speeding maximum limits. He bonded out for $26 fucking dollars.
Mm.
$26.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the fine was 2,600. Yep.
It's still that doesn't make no damn sense.
No, not at all.
No, his fine would be his fine was if it's $26, that means the fine is $260, Marcus.
Yeah, 260. Okay, yeah, that's right.
So that
we ain't
tells you that's a bunch
math.
of bullshit.
That's 10%, right?
Jason's the only mathlete in here. I
No, I'm
tried,
just-
I
you know,
tried.
In
I
any
tried
event,
to
thinking it's
work.
10%. Yeah, it's only 10%.
I'm just saying though, look, something
Some
ain't right. And at some point, what are you gonna do here? And you're gonna end up with a damn team. Quit buying these dudes fucking Hemis. Quit getting them the Hellcat and all this other shit that they're driving around in. Good Lord.
Man, I'll tell you
Something
something.
ain't because you know what? Hey, look, man. I understand the kids are gonna be kids. I'm not gonna sit here and act like it doesn't happen other places,
Dude,
but it's
who's
not happening
insuring
other
them?
places like this. It's not.
Who's
bro,
insuring them?
bro, I'm gonna say this. When I was in college, you remember the Mustang, the 5.0s,
Oh yeah.
top 5.0.
Oh yeah.
We had like 5 or 6 guys on the team that had
Yeah.
one. You know, they was in
I
the
put some gold Dayton's on it too.
yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Look, but they had them
Yeah.
juice. They had the chip in them. Back then, they were putting the chip in them, and
Yeah.
you know they was drag racing like hell, man. So I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, these kids are gonna get these cars, regardless of whether parents buy them for them or they whatever money they get. They're gonna get. They like fast things. And when I was young, I like fast things. But you're playing college football. These damn Hellcats, you know, they'll get your ass in trouble. Look at the kid from the kid at LSU, the quarterback, the Hurley
Oh yeah.
kid. You know,
Yeah.
them Hellcats are
Lucky to be
nothing.
alive.
Huh? Oh
Lucky to be
yeah.
alive.
I don't even
No,
think he
the
be able to
receiver
play
and he
football
got
again.
the receiver killed a guy. Just at least the last dude that they had running through there
Running through where?
at LSU. That receiver that he supposedly they kicked him off the team.
Yeah,
He killed somebody.
yeah. That's true. That's true,
What
man.
about what was the kid that just happened after we played him? After we played LSU?
That's the one, the receiver.
That's the
My
one he's talking
camera's
about.
giving me a hard time
Yeah,
right
what's
now.
his name? What's his name?
I'll look it up right now.
Yeah, man.
You know,
That's
it's
crazy, man. That's the worst possible
Hilton.
scenario
It's
ever.
Chris Hilton hitting
Lacey.
run.
Kyron Lacey.
Yeah.
Or no, Kyron Lacey?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is Kyron Lacey. That's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Man,
That's
you
just
talking
terrible,
about,
dude.
and you know,
Kirby gonna have to be like, hey man, in the Army, like every long weekend or every weekend, there's a safety brief, and you have to talk about the same stuff over and over.
and over again. Yeah.
We had dudes that went to the and it was off limits. You weren't supposed to be going, but when they had the
bro, off limit spots, all that stuff. But you
all
have
the
to.
time. Yeah,
He's got to start like micromanaging these cats, man. Like that's where it's at, dude. You got to start like because at a certain point, like when do you become accountable, right? When is somebody going to hold you accountable, right? your AD, something like that. Somebody's like, this can't keep happening, man.
Mm-hmm.
I need somebody to how many of these types of incidents have they had over the last 5 to 10 years?
Well, look, let's do this right here.
I'm gonna look it up right now because the Atlanta Journal-Constitution did a bunch of stuff and they try to put it off on that fucking newspaper too. And the truth is, it's in the hundreds.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. There's probably a whole bunch that we don't even know about. You know what I mean?
But let me tell you this though, Mike. If they're getting in trouble in college, they got in trouble in high school. Trust me. You don't
Yeah.
just go to college and become a problem.
Mm-hmm.
You go when you get to college, you kind of more mature.
Oh yeah, you're right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like something that BV said when we were being recruited. They look at the whole kid, not just the athlete. They look at the
Mm-hmm.
parents. They look at what kind of discipline do you have at your house.
Yeah.
Because if a kid doesn't have discipline at the house, he's not gonna have discipline when he's away from the house.
Yeah.
So those type things, man, is very, very, very valued at OU and valued
Okay.
at a lot of other places too. And I'm saying that Kirby doesn't value the type kids he bring in, but it's obvious that
Mhm.
there's a disconnect because, like I say, you just don't get to college, and then all of a sudden you have this many problems out of your kids. It just
Right.
don't happen.
No, so I exaggerate a little bit. It's showing right here 20 since 2023. But that's 20 of them, and
Man,
that's
That's 10 a year.
right, and that's since that was since the death, the two death relate, that
That's
were
yeah,
related to that.
bro.
Yeah.
That's
man, I
wild,
tell you,
dude.
that's wild, man.
Running list of them. So here I'm gonna try to say, let me share this real quick.
Dude, who's like did y'all hear me say that earlier? Like who's insuring these cats? You know what I mean?
Right,
Like, oh, you're a football
right.
player in Georgia, you got an SRT, pass. You go from negative.
Look, there's the one drove right into the fucking house, you know. Which
Jesus.
that just don't make no damn sense. And then uh let's see. The two includes 5 such incidents over the last year. Here's a list of the Georgia personnel been involved in the case. So you had Chandler LaCroix and Devin Wilcock were killed in the single car accident that also hurt lineman Warren McClendon and recruiting staffer Victoria Bowles. That was in January of 2023. Then you had Jamon Dumas Johnson arrested on misdemeanor charges of racing on the highway and reckless driving in January 10th, the day after the damn title win. February 2023, Georgia offensive lineman Alu Ba is pulled over going 65 and a 45. That don't mean much. Let's see. Denylon Morissette stopped for going 81 and a 45.
Jeez.
Edge rusher Marvin Jones Jr. stopped for going 93 and a 65. Defensive lineman Jalen Carter brought in on misdemeanor charges of reckless driving in relation to that incident that killed Wilcock and LaCroix. Then defensive lineman Kristen Miller stopped for going 95 and a 65. Same day, Kendall Milton is stopped for going 79 and a 65. This is all in 2023. Morissette was stopped for going 91 and a 55. That's his second one. Arrested on charges of DUI and drug possession later on that year. Son of a bitch. Marcus Rosemi Jackson is arrested on reckless driving and speeding. Rosemi Jackson is stopped for reckless driving and going over the speed limit earlier that in May. Jesus. Georgia edge rusher Samuel Mpimba issued a citation for going 88 and a 55. And then defensive lineman Tyrion Ingram Dawkins stopped for speeding and arrested for an outstanding warrant for failure to appear on a different parking violation. Hell, that was all in May. Shit.
Man, what's it? What are they drinking in the Kool-Aid down there, bro?
Bro, they got to stop letting them get these fucking cars. And then you had in July of
I'm
2023.
not gonna say the cars is the deal, man, because we had fast cars and we didn't have no money when I was in school. So I can't. I'm not gonna say that. You gotta hold these kids accountable I don't give a damn what they driving. They gotta
Jarvis Jones,
they gotta stop that shit, man. For real.
Jarvis Jones, reckless driving and speeding at maximum limits. Trevor Etienne arrested on DUI and reckless driving. May of 24, wide receiver Sagafi White on reckless driving charges for driving down a one-way. Bo
He was
Hewley,
lost. He didn't know what the hell he was.
lost. Bo Hewley is arrested for reckless driving, failing to maintain proper lane. Samuel Mondon is arrested for reckless driving and racing on the streets. Charges were dismissed. Georgia cornerback Daniel Harris is arrested on charges of reckless driving, affixing materials that reduce visibility on windows, no proof of insurance, and operation of an unregistered vehicle without a license plate. Damn.
Just bought it.
Marcus Easley involved in an accident at an Athens apartment complex. That was this year. That's the one, yeah. And then Tuttle on reckless speeding and reckless driving charges. Guys, how many fucking things got to happen here? I
That's
mean,
a lot, man. It's a lot, bro.
it's a lot. It's too much. It's too much. And so, come on, man. We can make excuses all we want to about it's the cops, it's this, it's that, it's this, it's that. When it's that many incidents in 2 years,
Accountability, bro.
it's too much. It's too much. I kept reading them, thinking, we got to be almost done with this shit. Damn.
It's a lot, man. I mean, when you mix kids and cars, as always, you're gonna always have some problems. You know, I lost a cousin.
Yeah, man. We all lost
same
people in
thing,
high
you
school
know.
and stuff over some stupid shit like
Yes,
that. But when it
definitely.
happened to one person, it kind of slowed everybody else's ass
It
down.
does. I mean, you'll see something, Jason, that happens at this high school, and then maybe a year or two later, you'll see something else that happened. But I mean, you're in the same family right here. You're in
Yep.
this Georgia Bulldog family, and it's happening over and over. So I'm from the coach says, look, you get a reckless driving, you're suspended. Period. Your first one, you got a 3-game suspension. If you get another one, you're off the team.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Now, I've been
How
driving
are
in
you gonna keep on
65.
making money to keep up the payments on them fucking Hellcats if you're not playing football?
Right. Well, I mean, them Hellcats cost. They cost, bro. They ain't no way in the hell.
Sure do.
I mean, I don't see how you can't. They got so many damn blind spots in them, bro.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like about them.
Never been in one, man.
They got so many blind spots. My oldest son had one, and
Yeah.
you know they got blind spots, man. You know, of course he bought it on his own, but man, I couldn't drive one, man.
Mm-mm.
I can't drive one. I had a when I got divorced the first time, I bought myself. I called myself bought myself a divorce car, what you want to call it. I had a CTSV Cadillac, and that damn thing was faster than than I ever wanted to expect it, man. It had a Corvette engine in it. That's what it was called, CTSV. And I was going to Atlanta, and I was just cruising in it. It has this mechanism in it. It'll set that car down low. And Jason, I looked up, bro. I was doing 115, 118. And I felt like I was cruising. I felt like I was doing like 80, you
Yeah.
know.
Until you hit a fucking pothole or a rock or some shit and it throws your ass off the road.
Yeah, so and what I'm saying is these cars nowadays, you know, back when we was growing up, if you was in a Mustang or whatever, you knew if you was going 100. Now the ride is they so heavy and so smooth, you know, you're like, what the hell? So you
Yeah,
have to
man.
kind of watch yourself, you
Well,
know.
918 says, are a bunch of traffic infractions really a big deal? They are
Hell
whenever
yeah.
we've already
At
had
least
a
the
bunch
death.
of accidents involved. We're not just talking about your standard run-of-the-mill speeding ticket. We're talking about reckless driving, endangering other people. You had one of them cats over the last week run into a fucking house. Yes, it's a big deal. Especially when they had multiple people killed in an accident because they don't know how to act down there.
Yeah.
Man, I
Yeah.
can't
Damn
believe
right,
you.
it's a big deal.
Here's how I look at it, man, and I've had this conversation with mine. You know what I mean? Like, listen, man, like I'm not out here playing holier than thou. Trust me,
Me neither. Hey, listen,
I've
I'm not.
done more dumb shit than you can even think of. That's
Man,
what I
you
tell my
better
kids.
say it.
We lived
You
I
in
was
better
like,
Los
say
I've
it.
Angeles,
done
bro. I
more
get
dumb
it.
shit. I was like,
Yes.
I was just lucky that the internet was in its infancy and we didn't have phones like that you could just pull it out and start recording, right?
Yes.
But yeah, we've all done dumb shit, and I was like, just what I don't need you to make those mistakes when I'm telling you what not to do and how it's not worth it. Because you know what I mean? Like it's I don't know what it is, man. There's a dynamic where kids tend to blow off, what their fathers or dads are saying. I don't know what it is, man, but like that's why I tell them I'm like I'm here to help, and if you need any to sit, call me, ask me, like if you need help, guidance, but like there's certain things like you can't do, and you get that little spider sense on the back of your neck, like should I do this? There's a decision point that's being made. You know what I mean? Just think of what I'm telling you and make the right decision because Lord knows I have. I haven't made the right decision multiple times,
Yeah,
and I
me
just
too.
got lucky.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the same thing I tell all my boys. If you ever in a situation where you feel unsafe, you at a party and you felt like you've been drinking too much or whatever the situation is, and he's 31, 30, and 27. And I told them even back then, when they were out on their own, man, if I'm in town, give me a call because I don't want you doing something you feel like is unsafe. I know it's unsafe.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of put that, have that safe way, between the two of you guys to understand dad's not gonna bitch and complain. Now,
Yeah, man.
a couple
Hey,
of days later, I might say, hey man, look, you need to watch what you're doing. We're gonna have a conversation
I
about
had
it.
to have this conversation with
You
my
know,
sons when they were in high school. Look, guys, I'm
right.
not I'm not stupid enough to think you're not gonna go out drinking and shit like that.
Yeah.
Do not get behind the wheel. Call me. You will not get in trouble for it. Do not get behind, don't get in somebody's car that's been
Hard.
drinking
Right.
either. Call me. You will not get in trouble for it. If you don't, I'm gonna kill you myself. That's the fucking conversation you have to have.
It is. That's a true conversation
Have
that.
some responsibility. Do not fuck up like that. I'm not telling you not to be a kid. I'm telling you not to be a stupid fucking kid.
Yeah, definitely on that, man, because you have situations with kids that do crazy things, and and kids have to have you have to have that relationship with them. They know that where that line is drawn. And
Mhm.
I had that situation with Isaiah. I'm gonna give you a funny story. So I was I had F-150. Isaiah used to drive to school, and he was in the. I think he drove the car to school that day. Anyway, I was in the truck, and I seen a beer bottle up under the seat, and I'm like, hold on, man. Let me check this out, cause I know him, and he's straightforward, not trying to put him, but he doesn't drink. So we were sitting there, and I told his mom about it. She was like, "I'm gonna bust him in the chest." Like I said, "Hold on." I said, "Wait a minute now, because my wife she trigger happy now." I'm trying to tell you. So I was like, "Hold on, wait a minute. I got to figure this thing out." So he came home. He just, he knew I had been in the truck. I said, "Isaiah," I said, I found a beer bottle in the back of the truck, and right then to- his reaction told me what happened. His face, he got mad. And what it was, he had a buddy of his that had just left the cabin, and he had told him, "Hey, look, man, ain't no drinking in this truck." And the guy he was taking him to his vehicle, and he had a beer in his coat, and I guess back there in the back seat, it came out or whatever it was. And Isaiah didn't know it because he knew exactly who it was, and I could look at his face and tell, that he was pissed. And so I said, look, it's up to you. You say what you want to say to him. Me and you, we good. We're good. And he let that dude have it. Because he
Yeah.
told him not to get in the damn truck with a damn beer. You know what I'm saying? And he
So he
did it
throws it in the
anyway.
back of the truck, and then, oh Lord,
It was on the
almost
back
got
seat.
Isaiah's ass whipped by Mama.
Hey, it was in the back. It was in the back seat. That guy was. It was like three of them in the back, two of them in the back seat, and I guess he was sitting back there. And he had the beer. It wasn't open, and he had it in his I guess in his coat pocket, and it rolled out because it was in plain sight. I mean, there it was right there. And if he was trying to hide something or you was doing something you had no business doing, like I was in high school, I'm looking to make sure ain't no beer tops. Back in the day when you used to pull them off like that. Yeah, hey, we used to make sure. Hey, I'm looking
I got
all
caught
up
like that
under the
having a
seat.
house party. My
Yeah,
mom was
man.
out of town for the weekend. We had a party. We cleaned everything up. She found a
But there's
fucking beer,
always this one piece of something.
a bottle cap
Yeah,
she found, and I was
bottle cap.
busted,
Yeah,
straight
yeah,
up.
man. Yeah, man. So
I'm not
we all
saying that
been
there's
kids.
and to go back to 918. We're not talking about just a couple of damn traffic violations, 918. We're talking about serious violations that have already led to people being killed in your program. And
Man,
it's not
come on.
just once or twice. That we're talking about 20 times that this has happened just since then. That's wild shit, man. And you can sit here and tell me this a nothing thing. It's not a nothing thing. You're gonna tell me that, look, we know Makari Vickers got busted last year for drinking and driving. We know the same thing happened with old boy Ollie Gordon out there, and nobody made a big deal about that either. And dude, it's just bad all the way around. It's not small potatoes. It is not small potatoes. I don't want to hear that shit from you guys. Because if it's your kids that are out there doing it, you'd probably be a little bit more worried about that.
Yeah, I mean, if
You gonna
that
tell
if
wait,
if
wait, wait,
that
wait, wait.
person
Hold
gonna
on.
sit up there and say that, man, don't even. We're not even gonna even talk to him because you
Well,
stupid. You think
we'll
that's
speak on
wrong.
that one instance. Don't load up and talk about speeding tickets when we go and recruit one of them ourselves. Hey, you know what? That we're 2 times removed from him being at Georgia, and nothing happened to him at Florida State. And I'm sure that they were let know that we're not going to have it here either.
Yeah, and his was what 90 and a 65 was something that you could be going down the highway and get that one. You know, and I'm not making an excuse for him, but man, it's just that's something that he needs to talk to his team about these cars.
It needs to be serious. Something has to happen because look, and I'm not a Georgia hater. I'm just so everybody understands that I'm not a Georgia hater. I got nothing but respect for him. This is
Yeah,
a problem though. It's becoming a problem. There's just wild shit that you got this much going on. A dude drove his fucking car into somebody's house last week. That is a little more than having a problem with a speeding ticket. Yeah. Anyway, we can move off of that though, but I'm just saying there is an issue. There
yeah,
is a fucking problem,
yeah,
and they need
yeah.
to fix it.
They need to fix it. So Jason, check this out. So this weekend, um, we played Arkansas Elite. They had a team in there, and I had a cat that recognized me from somewhere, and he came up and we talked a little bit. He said, "Man, tell me about the Gibson kid that left UAPB." I was like, "Man, what do you want to know?" He said, "Man, you know, I heard he's doing really well at Oklahoma." I said, "Yeah, from what I see, he is. I think he's doing really well." And so we had an open conversation about a lot of HBCUs that just flooded with skill guys, and they don't have the interiors, to compete at the high level. And he was asking me, "Do you think the highway for receivers coming out of the SWAC, say, hey, look, I go here and I go ball out, somebody gonna look at my numbers and give me a shot." And I told him it's a possibility. I said because you look at what Shador and the Sanders, all of them. Look at what they did. Look at the Robinson kid that's at Missouri that balled out at state. He was their leading receiver at State last year, and he's at Missouri, for more money. Where did he come from? He came from Jackson State. I said, so, if I were some of these schools, I would recruit. I would go compete against Marshall and some of these other schools. Look, if you come here and you play 2 years in our league and you put up the numbers, you got a shot. Because if Gibson put up the numbers that he projected to put up, and Robinson does the same at Missouri, just like he did at Mississippi State, you got to go look. Say, hey, look, for years this conference had Jerry Rice and guys like that come out of here. So they got kids that are,
Otis Taylor,
yeah, you got kids that are that doesn't get a chance to go
PO.
to all the camps. You see what I'm saying? I'm talking about in this era. What I'm looking at as a guy who do camps, these guys don't have the money to go travel everywhere and go play. So they get a shot at a HBCU. But guess what? That shot don't mean you got to stay there. And if I'm the conference, if I'm the team, I'm promoting the shit out of that. You come play here, and you get a chance to go make some money at a D, at a bigger D1. So that was just kind of crazy. I was sitting up under the media tent, and this guy came up and he recognized me from somewhere, I guess, man, and had that conversation. And he could be number one because he has a son that's playing, and his son is being recruited by, you know, um, Grambling and some other schools, and he just wanted to know, man. His son is not on a real high level, but he's long. I looked at him; he's 6'2", long, played defensive back, and he doesn't have a. I can tell, they're not putting his not putting his business out or anything like
No, no,
that.
no.
He
I
uh
was
he probably got, just he doesn't have the money to go pay for all these expensive places, man.
no, hey, we talked about this a bunch, and I'm gonna get back into this some because I just right up here, I just saw. Did you guys see Orange Bloods podcast on Friday? They were calling OU junior varsity on recruiting.
Mm.
See, I love this shit like this, right? Because this is the kind of stuff that we've been talking about it a bunch. And you even have a bunch of dumbasses that are in the OU fan base that say the same thing. Oh, yeah, we're going after these FCS guys. Things are changing in college football right now. And one of the things that's changing, we were talking about this the other day, and I'll bring it back up too, because I tweeted about it yesterday. Michael went and he got another offer from Arkansas. He's got offers from 6 SEC schools, the defending national champions, Ohio State, Georgia, Florida State.
Ole
Everybody's out there.
Miss.
Ole Miss and Mississippi State obviously being in-state guys, but 6 total SEC schools, which is the highest level of college football you can be in. He don't even have a star yet.
Now zero.
He don't even have a star yet. So what does that mean about these damn recruiting services? And I'm not hating on them completely and all the way. I'm telling you that it's a damn money grab. And if you don't have the money, as you just said, or you don't send your kids all across the country every fucking weekend to go to these camps put on by 247 and Rivals and all these other guys on 3, then they're not going to be ranked in the top 150. They're not.
No.
Dude, let me tell you something, man. I sit here and I preach to all these people, that come up to me and ask me about what I did to get Mike, a Division I scholarship and be ranked and all that shit. I'm like, well, first of all, I didn't really do much. You know what I mean?
Right.
You got to put it on the game. You got to put it on game tape, man. Tape talks, right? But what I tell them, I'm like, you got to like. There's all these recruiting services and all these things around here, local stuff and all that stuff. I'm like, they give evaluations and they put that stuff behind a paywall, and it's kind of a hustle. Got it. Not knocking it, but and they're expensive. A couple $100 a camp. I'm like, the best thing you can do for your kid, if you think he's got a shot or you want him to, play football at the next level, is you need to send him to these university camps and get them in front of real coaches.
Hmm.
And that's why I tell people, I'm like, dude, right where we're at in Kansas, I'm like, you got Kansas State, I was like, you got Kansas. I was like, Nebraska's 3.5 hours. Lincoln's up there, right there. You got Oklahoma. You got Oklahoma State, all within 4.5 hours.
Gotta
I'm like,
take,
there you
gotta take.
go.
And
Like,
that's
get
what
them,
he has done. Instead of going to all those
get
247s,
them
you've
to
had
all of those.
right.
Get them
Yeah,
out. They got all these different kind of all-star games, and I'm not even like I'm not trashing them, but like
No,
some of these things like they get the kids with
it's
all
not
the
a
hype, but
fucking
they
perfect
have to
science.
come to
Is
the
the
camp
point.
for free.
It's
yeah,
not a
You know what I
perfect
mean?
science.
Yeah,
yeah. It's but guys, this is something. This is kind of in my wheelhouse. And Mike, you 100% correct on that. But okay. You talk about all these power four schools that you just talked about. If that kid does not have that, and he doesn't get that from going to these big schools, so now what do I do? Now where do I turn? What who do I turn to?
Yeah.
Then that's when you have to do things a little bit different. I
Well,
just got through talking to a parent the other day, and she was talking about, well, I'm going to take him to LSU. Ma'am, your son is not an LSU kid. You need to go to La Tech's camp.
hmm
You need to go to their camp. And if you don't have the money to bounce around to those that they're too far from you for travel, then you need to find the nearest mega camp that's going to
yeah,
have the most schools there. That's what
yeah,
you need. That's what you have to
yeah.
do,
and
and
you know what?
you
And
have
if
to
you
get
don't
more
end up
bang
at a
for your buck there.
if you don't end up at the big D1 school right off the bat, then that you have to realize that these days it doesn't matter. You
No, it
don't
doesn't. It doesn't.
what it
It
happens to
doesn't
happen
matter.
if you can go to a JUCO or you can go to one of those smaller schools. The transfer portal allows
Listen,
you the opportunity to
the
fill out.
JUCO the
Yes.
JUCO route is a whole new portal.
Think about that.
Yeah,
Now
it
the
And it
whole
is.
thing with
doesn't
JUCO, we talked
you
about
get
it before.
development,
Yeah.
you get next level coaching,
Yep.
and it doesn't even count.
Yeah. My nephew's in that situation right now,
Yeah,
Mike.
bro.
My nephew's at Gulf Coast Community College, and he got beat out last year at Vandy and Georgia State for an offer because they went with two guys that were they're coming out of JUCO, and they
Yeah,
only have to spend 1 year there, and that's all he's doing. Or hopefully, just do
yeah.
1 year, and he gets to come up
You
out
gotta
of there.
realize it now too, especially
That's
with
a
the
clean
It doesn't
roster.
slate.
even count against you now.
Yeah, it's a clean slate. It's
Yeah,
a
well,
clean slate.
you gotta realize too, with the roster cuts, they don't have time to take those development type of kids that they
No,
may have took a couple
mm,
years ago. They
no.
got
That's
time
right.
for it.
They
That's
want a
right.
kid that's already been in the college system,
Yeah,
and he already has hours, so he can
Great
graduate and get up out of
program,
here. And he can
nutrition.
graduate and get up out of here quicker than have a freshman coming out of high school.
Yep.
So it's man, it's so much different now than what it was, man, 2 years ago. Damn, 10 years ago. I'm talking about 2 years ago. So if you're a parent out there right now and you're like, hey, look, you might be a single parent or you just might not have the money to travel. You might be able to pay for the camps, but hotels, gas, man, and food, that's a mug. That's the heavy hitter. It really ain't the camps. It's how much you have to pay to get there. But if I'm telling any parent that's listening, if you have taken your kid to those major schools and they haven't gotten to offer a really good look, and you know your kid need to dummy it down a little bit, maybe a G5 or FCS school, then you need to hit mega camps, and you need to hit mega camps that have produced not just anybody's mega camp. Memphis, great, they produce.
Right.
Mercer, great. They have produced. Southern Elite, great. They have produced. You have to go where their colleges. We just got I can show you the text. Just got a text this morning. Florida State say they will be in Jackson, Mississippi, June 1st. La Tech will be in Jackson, June 1st. So go where these guys are going to um, get you seen. Don't go to a place where I call it just a cluster because some camps you go and you got all these kids out here. You might have La Tech have two coaches. Well, they can't see 300 kids. But just you take hours, we roll the quarterbacks and receivers out 9:30, 10:45. Guess what? If it's a scout there, he get to watch all of them. Then they're done. Then we roll the running backs and linebackers out. They get a chance to go for 2 hours. Then they're done. Then we'll roll the damn O line, D line out. Then they get a chance to do it, and then they're done. And then we'll bring the one on ones in and do them individually. So you gotta make it feasible for these parents to come when they look at your schedule. Not everybody's there at one time, and you on this field, and you on that field. Guess what? Coaches can't see you like that. If La Tech is coming, if their main interest is to come and get D linemen, well, guess what? They're going to be over there with a D lineman. It might be a receiver over here raising hell that they might could use also, but they're going to that special need what will be D lineman that because that's the reason at the camp. With us, we spread it out so every coach gets to see every group. They're not going at the same time. So make sure you do your research when you go to these type camps because it's value. It's very you gotta get your value out of the camp.
No doubt. And that's what, just like, well, and Shawty's saying here, he said, if I'm a working parent, I have no extra income. If y'all can get my child there and waive his fees to see him on, then you're going to see him on Friday nights with everyone else. That's the problem is that is what's happening. And a lot of times, here's what happens is they're just getting overlooked. They're just getting overlooked.
Dude, you can't tell me. I went back and looked at.
Part of it is this, Marcus. Let me bring this up real quick.
Oh, go ahead.
Part of it is this shit. These kids, if they're not getting paid, if they're not paying attention to them because they're not going to these camps and getting ranked up way higher, why is that? Because a lot of these coaches' contracts depend on them getting these guys that are ranked in the top 150.
Yeah. And man, look, Mike, I know you say about film, but man, film is so tricky now. Now you can do a lot of shit with that huddle film that you couldn't do 5 years ago. You can speed that bitch up. It's a whole lot of crazy stuff. So I was talking to a coach at Memphis, and he was like, "That we look at film because that's gonna give us okay, yeah, we need to go see this kid, or we need to bring this kid into camp." That's all film does right now. They don't offer off of film anymore.
Right.
Because film could be
well, and that's why I agree with what he said earlier. Get them into your camp.
Right.
If you can go to these schools camps, and so that's what Michael's been doing. He's gone to a lot of camps for the school, and that's gotten him a lot of offers. He doesn't have any stars yet, but he's got the biggest programs in the country have already offered him, and he's not even a junior yet.
Hey man, I reached out. That's my co-host. That's my buddy's son, and I've reached out, and it's just like crickets. It's crickets. I'm like, but
same with JJ.
He got his offers at. He went to Ohio State and camped. And they was like, shit, we like this kid. We like how he moves.
Speed,
and his situation.
Vision. He's got great vision.
Oh, great vision. And his situation is so different, man, because he left Gainesville, which is a big time powerhouse in Georgia, and he came back to Mississippi. Well, he came in July, right before the season started, at the end of July. They already had 2 starting backs,
right?
And that was
plus their quarterback was a runner too.
The quarterback was a runner too, and so they still had to implement him because they couldn't put him on the bench. So they still had to play him, but coach wasn't going to break his locker room up by playing a sophomore over 2 guys that had been in the program for 2 years. It just
and that's understandable.
Yeah, but he did get he still split carries with him and still did damn good, especially catching the ball out of the backfield.
Bro.
And a lot of coaches are like,
then the offers are out there from the biggest of the big dogs.
Yeah, and that's what get me. Sometimes you could get caught up into that because of the money way he goes with the 3-star and the 4-star and the 5-star. I get it. Don't get me wrong, but if you're not looking at that kid's offer sheet, that's what if you're gonna rank kids, you need to rank them on their freaking offer sheet.
Yeah, there you go.
Because
that's what I'm saying. You're talking about dudes and whether or not they're real or not,
right?
But I guarantee you, if Bill Bedenbow has gone in, we just talk about Ryan Foje for a second. He was ranked in the 400s or 500s when Bedenbow offered him. He wasn't going to camps. He's from Houston, from a 6A football school in Houston. and he wasn't ranked worth a shit. And
Right.
then Big Bill goes and offers him, and he shoots up the list. Right? He ended up, I think, in the top 150, if
Right.
not maybe just outside of the top 200, but or in the top 200 area somewhere.
Yeah.
But he was nobody thought about him. He's the same size as Michael Fasusi. He's and all that stuff, and they're saying he's already pushing for playing time
Yeah.
as a freshman in spring. And this is a guy that wasn't ranked until somebody saw him.
Yeah. It's called they call it the Saban effect. Back when Saban offered you them kids to come to camp and Saban offer them, had no stars, no nothing. The next day, 4-star kid or this right here. And that's crazy because it's a twofold to that deal when it comes to now you get a kid that's already have a bunch of offers and he go ahead on and say, hey, I'm sticking with Ohio State, I'm sticking with OU, and just that whole junior going into his senior year doesn't count because he knows where he's going. Guess what? In the money in the star money, they're gonna hurt you because they're gonna drop your ass.
Well, and that's what I'm
Uh,
talking. That was where I was headed with this. Was we talk about that
yeah,
stuff, and this is something you know about more than most. Is that, or both of you guys know about this more than most? Y'all kind of stopped camping once you decided where
yeah,
you were going,
yeah. We went a
and so
whole
and
year
it,
and a
it
half
ended up
without
hurting
camping.
them as far as their star rating was concerned and how much money they were going to get coming in.
Well, the deal with Isaiah is like I go back, I look at a kid just went out last year. Now I'm not gonna call the kid's name. The only big offer he had was Baylor and Duke. Okay, didn't even have the in-state Mississippi State or Ole Miss, and he was an offensive lineman, but he camped everywhere, and he's 6'7", and he's 285, 290 pounds. He ended up being a 4-star, but he didn't have a Alabama, he didn't have LSU, he didn't have Oregon, he didn't have Florida, he didn't have OU, he didn't have Ole Miss, he didn't have those type schools, he didn't have Missouri, and guess what? He's a 4-star. You take Isaiah, who had all those schools, and was a 3, and we was a 4 when we were camping, and then the next year we don't camp, and I got it from a guy. So we haven't seen him, and there's some guys have surpassed him. How have they surpassed him or not? If they have they surpassed him when it comes to offers? I mean, you talking about Nick Saban was still at Alabama at this time, you know. Um, and here's my deal. It's unfortunate, but it's for us. Nothing changed for us. Nothing about our recruiting status changed for us on the star ranking. But that's what these kids are looking at right now. They're looking at more stars, more money. And I get it. I get it. But you can't sit up here and tell me Markel is not a 4-star running back with six,
When he's got all the measurables, the speed, and
got
everything else, and
everything,
all
man.
those guys are have already offered him without
And
a star, without a single star.
that's see now let's talk about that. When you see a kid that has offers that have no stars, that's the kid you really, really got to look at because somebody like that kid enough say, I don't give a damn what nobody say. I'm looking at what I'm looking at.
Yep.
And me and Markel, we talked about this camp. He is a camp guy. He is going to camp. He don't because you go to camp, you run good times, you have good times, you're measurable, and he's strong as shit,
Well,
man.
he was just at the Under Armour camp.
He's strong as shit, man. I'm talking about
Yep.
300 plus for a running back in the 10th grade,
Yep.
benching. The kid
Folks,
is
we've got 232 views so far. We've got 60 people in the stream right here on YouTube, and we got 26 likes. Come
like
on,
it
man.
up, guys. Like it
Come on
up.
now.
Like it up.
This ain't for free. Don't be a freeloader. We don't cause you. We don't ask anybody to pay us money. We're asking you to hit the damn like button. Come
I
on,
like button, cuz.
hit the like button.
Button.
It helps us more than you know. It's important to us as to be able to come on here and do this all the time. We really need you guys to make sure you interact with it, share all that stuff, man. It's the right way to go, and we
Right way to
appreciate
go.
it if you did.
Yeah, man. So, like I said, man, that's just just situations, man. Right now in the recruiting game, parents they really, really need to open their eyes because I get so many parents at the 11th and 12th grade say, you know, his coach is not doing anything to help him. Ma'am, I'm sorry. I hate to tell you guys this. It's not his head coach's deal. He is paid to coach football at that school, and sometimes I guess some of them are teachers, some are not. But his job is not on the weekend to take your son to a recruiting trip. Now, if a school come by there during the day, and he's available, yeah, as a coach, you know, it's his job to give that coach his honest opinion, not opinionated, but hey, be truthful about this kid. Can he run? How good is his hips? How explosive is this kid? Be truthful. And some kids like, man, my coach didn't do enough. He didn't tell him this, tell him that. Man, look, because when he do have a kid that's really good, and he didn't sold your sorry ass down, to this school, and you go there and don't do what the hell you supposed to do. The other school, like, man, I'm not going by either one, but they gave me this trash last time I came. They told me this kid with this. I had more trouble with that kid. I see that. I know coaches that do that. They're like, man, I'm not going by there. I said, man, they got to get, man, look, I got so and so out of there 2 years ago. Bruh, you think that don't happen? That happens a lot, So it's gotta, this recruiting thing, it's a different world, man. And I'm going to um I'm going to open up a different bag come this summer on this recruiting stuff on the Gridiron Insight. So you guys get on over there. We're gonna have some different stuff for you, man, for real.
Let me ask you this, man. I just saw this and I felt like this is something. What else did we have? We're talking about the running back.
Oh yeah, Hatton.
Hadn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so hey, add this joint spring practice thing that Coach Prime trying to
I like
do.
it. No, I like that's a good yeah, since we're getting away from spring games and now they're going to have a spring game at Georgia, but now they're not going to put it on TV because but it's not definitely not about tampering apparently, but we're not going to have it on TV. Look,
Well,
things will change, and these are some ways that you could possibly have it be a good thing.
but do y'all this is I'm just gonna say what I gotta say. Dion didn't come up with this freaking idea. Everybody's giving him credit for it when D2 has been doing it for the last 10 years. They do because they can do it. It's right now until the NCAA, you know, said that, the D1s can't do it. They can't as of right now. But he didn't come up with this idea. I think
Yeah.
Clark is playing Morehouse in a spring game. And I think April 15th or something like that. They've been doing this.
That's hey, I love it, man.
They've been doing this. This is not new to college football.
Yeah.
It's new because Deion Sanders said it, and everybody want to give him credit for coming up with an idea that's been around forever. And I'm not giving him the credit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, hey, hater, you a hater, bro.
I am. I am. You say what you want to say. You call me
Hey,
that. You call
dude,
me. You call me that all
yeah,
you want.
I don't give a shit who
I
did.
already
I
knew
mean,
this shit
the
was coming.
NFL been
Come on.
doing it. The NFL been doing it for years.
Forever. Yeah.
Yeah, like that. I don't know, man. That's just I'm trying to tell you, dude. It's the Deion Sanders effect. Like
Man, get the hell out
they
of here,
they love that. They love him. You know
man.
what I mean? They
Well, it's
love him.
not they. It's he has a Jim Jones following.
Bro, y'all calm down
Oh,
with this.
they is
Come on.
they for sure.
Oh, he got
The
a Jim
Jim
Jones
Jones
following.
following. Knock that shit off, Dent.
They drinking the Kool Aid.
See, hey, Jason is part of they.
Man,
Ah,
if my camera was working right now, you got the look coming. Fuck that. Y'all knock that shit off, bro.
oh, I knew he was gonna say something. I want to get a reaction out of his ass.
You knew what was coming too. You knock that shit off, bro. Knock that
Oh,
shit off.
Oh man, look,
You better keep it
hey,
down, then he gonna mute
By the
your
way,
ass.
though, it wasn't his idea, though. It wasn't. It was
No,
the idea has actually been coming around for a lot of different coaches have talked about it. BV was talking about it 2 years ago.
hmm
You know, they've been saying this from a while.
I think it's something that, man, I think it needs to happen. To be honest with you,
I
I think
mean,
it'd be
it
really
just
good.
makes
You
sense.
know, and there was another guy on a show the other day was saying like, look, if you don't want to play a if you don't want to, go to a big name school, invite like Ohio State can invite a a big FCS and just do the little scrimmage however you want to do it because it'll be a great chance for them and it'll be just like playing that first game of the season just to
I mean,
see.
like, you gotta I mean, how do you think the logistics work, right? Does Ohio State, like, do they fund that if they bring that squad up there? Do they sponsor that? Do they fund it?
Yes.
They just pay them to come up there and beat
Well,
up on them?
you could do two things. You could fund it or pay them half the gate. Where that way it don't come out of your pocket.
Do you think FCS schools would take that?
Hell yeah, they need money.
Go up there and get their shit pushed in?
Dude, they do it all the time.
But it ain't like first couple games of the
They do
season
it in
type.
regular games. They get
Dude,
their
they do it in
millions,
regular games. They,
But
they,
regular game.
that's what I'm saying though. Would you
own it
do it
more
if you
in
ain't getting that type of money? If you're getting a fraction of that, would you still do it?
man, some of these schools need the money. You know, if they get a couple $100,000, man, for their budget and just come up there on a practice that you can control, it's not a score, and you can control the environment. Hell yeah, man. Who wouldn't come for that kind of money if your school needed that kind of bread? And you'll get, man, they might
Hey,
three hundred fifty
Tim
thousand
Curry,
for it.
Slim Curry, what phase are you on, bro? What modules you doing? Better get to studying. Don't be out here getting. Hey, I don't want to be a reason why you failed drill sergeant school. All right, that'll negatively affect your career. You better get your ass back in the books and stop with the BS. All right. Who's the commandant there? Is it
And get
still
your shit together, damn it. Get your ass out there and chew
yeah,
ass on a fucking
yeah,
recruit.
yeah, hey man. Hey, I was in Fort Jackson pitching my modules to a damn pine tree. Like it was people. You know what I'm saying? Just because I had to rehearse it. You know what I mean? Because you gotta do it verbatim. You can't like just make shit up. Like it has to be verbatim. Perbatim. Well, I don't even know what the fuck I'm trying to say right now. But I had that shit. I would say it on I had that shit on a recorder and I would say it in there and I would just play it and I would like go to sleep with it on repeat. Maybe I could like get it knocked in my head, try to get it like music or something. I don't know. And I was doing it all.
Doggone
Okay, last
Major
phase.
Pain had that Major
Nice,
Pain.
nice. He's in the last phase. So he's done all his modules. He's good. All right, man. Pod on. Get your pod on, bro. You're straight.
That's what's up, man. Big ups to him, bro. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Hey,
good shit.
hey,
Good shit. Good
that
shit.
drill sergeant school is not easy, man. That was
No
not easy. That was
bullshit,
probably
damn
one
it.
of the more
Wah.
challenging schools. But yeah, man. Sorry, I saw that and got all excited. My bad.
No, it's all good, man. But yeah, back to the
Hold up,
FCS.
hold up. Yeah, hit this fence post. Saying now we got somebody saying I don't think the upside is worth the downside risk. What of having boosters get pissy? What do you mean if the games are close? They're not having an actual game. We're talking about doing
They're talking about
scrimmaging and
practice,
stuff.
just like they do in the NFL.
Joint practices, scrimmages. I like it from the simple fact that it's somebody else because you
Yeah.
get tired of going against the same dudes, same cheap ass, holding and little cheating techniques, and you just, man,
Especially when
I
a lot of guys know,
I
like
hated it.
Isaiah could tell you every move that our Mason's gonna do because
That's
he
what I'm
knows how to
saying.
fix him.
That's what I'm saying. Like
You
at a
know what I'm
certain
saying?
point, it's like, come on, bro.
hmm Yeah,
Come
I
on,
got
bro.
you. I get it. I get it. I mean,
I
and
hated
I
it, dude.
like it. A joint practice, I think, would be hell of a.
I used to just start fights because I got bored. Like I ain't gonna lie. Like I would just start fights with offensive linemen just because I got bored.
I can see that.
You know what I
I
mean?
can see that.
You do something cheap, I'm swinging on them.
Mm-hmm.
Just to maybe even go get a break too, because coach will take you out and get somebody else in there.
Oh
You
yeah,
know what
that's
I
a
mean?
good way. That's a good way to get a break.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
good way
man.
to after after a good fight in practice, you always, hey mate, you go over here, y'all chill out, and be like, hey, I'm good for the rest of the day. I've been there, done that,
yeah,
been there, done that. I mean, tired as hell, and a dude, you just punch him in his shit,
yeah.
and y'all, both of y'all tired, but
But you like,
you tired of him talking
how bad it got.
crazy.
You know how bad it got. Like sometimes, like you come up to the line and the offensive tackle will be like, "Hey man, you just go 75%. I ain't trying to do it today, and like don't bull rush me or
Oh
shit like
man,
that." And I'm like, bro,
hell yeah,
I'm
that
so
shit
tired of
happens.
this shit. I'm
That
so tired
shit
of this.
happens, man.
Dude, I
That shit
hated
happens,
it.
bro.
I could not wait for the first game.
Yeah, I had Sidney Felder. He played strong safety, and when he's Dent. He's man, don't give me that shit today. I like, man, look at here, bro. Hey, it is what it is. If I don't give it to you, they gonna give it to me. So you had to
Mhm.
give it 100%, man. And he be like, all right, that's where it's gonna be. I said, yes, sir, that's where it's gonna be. And we made each other better, man, because you get to practice and you train, but once those juices get flowing, oh hell, it's 100. You at it. So yeah, and it's just I go back, I hear Isaiah talk about stuff. I'm like, dude, been there, done that bullshit.
Mhm.
you know, hey, I understand how boring but exciting it could be. I could talk to him 2 hours before practice. Oh, I'm gonna go
Well,
get
see,
this
but
now. I
here's
got
where it's
practice.
different from them, right? Here's where it's
Yeah.
different from us and them, bro. We was doing 2 a days.
Oh yeah.
So instead of like
Oh
one
yeah.
practice a day,
No,
you
three
did it
days.
twice
We did it three
for
times.
it. You know what I mean? For
Yeah.
multiple weeks, dude. It was on a
Three
whole
weeks.
different level. It was
Three
on a
weeks,
whole different
man.
level, dude.
Yeah, you used to
It was
go.
crazy.
We used to go in the morning. We had practice. We had weights. We had weights in the morning at 6 and practice at 9. You practice from 9 to 11:30, 12 o'clock. You go eat. You come back at 4:30. You come back at 4:30. You done by 6:26, something like that. You go eat again. You lay your ass down. Then you come back 8:30 under the lights.
Hmm. See, ours was a little different. Ours was a little different because it was hot as hell. So our first practice was like partially under the lights, and as the sun was coming up before it
Mm,
got real hot,
I got
right? Then you go eat breakfast, and I took my punk ass back to the room and went to sleep after that. Because some people had classes, so summer school classes, so they would go to summer school classes.
you.
But I
Oh,
didn't. I got my summer school. I did one semester, but I got most of my summer school done in the first session. But I would go to sleep. Then you wake up, go to lunch. You would have a meeting after that. Then you go get treatment. You have practice, go to dinner, and then you have that afternoon practice meeting, and you watch that. That's how
yeah,
ours was.
yeah, and then you
You was
talk
up
about
hella early, dude. 4 o'clock, whatever it was. Man, that shit sucked.
5 o'clock. 5 o'clock. Had to be up at 5. You had to
Bro,
be
we
up
was
at 5.
practicing at 5. We
Yeah,
was
we had to
practicing.
be up. We had to be up at 5. You know, um, to do our due diligence or whatever it was. But yeah, we was at that summer gun to 11 o'clock at night, bro.
Mhm.
You know, and Wednesday was the only day that you got. They gave you a break on Wednesday. Um, you didn't do the whole shit and caboodle on Wednesday. For somehow they gave you a little bit of a break on Wednesday, but Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday we ran what we call kinks. Even during tour days, we ran kinks on Sundays.
The hell is a kink?
They call it kinks just to get the kinks out. You go down there and you run, you run a little bit. You get in the cold water, all that. Cause it's called a kink. So everybody had to show up for kinks. So you get the damn kinks out your ass, man. That's what them coaches called it, man. Call it kinks. Man. Get your ass up. Be your ass at kinks on Sunday. Like, man,
Yeah.
what? I want to. You had kinks and film.
It sounds a little weird. It sounds a little weird there, Dent.
Sounds a
Yeah,
little
hey,
kinky.
Kinks.
hey, kinks. They
Sounds a
call it
little
kinks.
kinky.
to get the damn kinks out,
I'm
man.
doing
Hell,
down there at them
still,
HBCUs, bro.
hey man, look, it was hell, man. Like I tell them, it was man. That shit back then in the '80s, early '90s was a
Kinky.
motherfucker. Yeah, it was give kinky, all right. Going up against motherfucker like Michael Strahan and them type dudes, man. You seen them every damn week. I mean, it was crazy. I forget, I can't think his name, man. He just went into the hall last year, played at Southern University. Um, damn, what was that guy name? Played defensive back for Cardinals. Wallace. His last name was he is
Aeneas Williams.
Aeneas
Aeneas
Williams.
Williams. Yeah, Aeneas Williams. Yeah, man. Playing against cats like him every damn Saturday, man. And he would knock
Oh,
your
he was a
shit off.
dog. He was a
Oh
dog.
man, Aeneas would knock your shit off, man. I'm gonna tell you, we was playing them and he came down in the box and way he was behind the guy playing pretty much a five, and I didn't see his ass. I didn't see him, and he was blitzing on the inside. Well, I had the five, and I'm sitting here trying to talk to my guy. Look, man, somebody got to pick him up if he go inside. But you got a rule of thumb: you always take care of that inside.
Oh yeah.
Let that outside guy go. And man, he took one step. I engaged with the DN. He took one step outside and shot his ass in. And when he shot, I just let go and threw my body over there. And man, it looked like on film, looked like he knocked the holy shit out of me. And but just so happened, Mac went right between the defensive end. He went wide. This guy went in. When I hit him, Mac was just so damn talented, man. He slid in right between me and Gaddy and scored. It was like on the 2 yard line. But in film, I never forget the coach say, "Oh, Dan, let's see what you did on this play." And bro, look, it looked like Aeneas just pinned me back, and that wasn't what happened because I kind of just jumped over there just to get him, and he said, "Oh, okay." Yeah, you did the right thing, but you got your block knocked off. I'm like, okay, cool. I mean, I take that. But every weekend you had guys on the other side of the ball that was like that. I remember, playing against Jimmy Smith, man, at Jackson State. That was just, oh man, oh, the dude was incredible. Incredible, man. I mean, he could run like a damn deer, and he was gonna get his damn yards. But yeah, man, it was a great experience. I know those type of guys are not there anymore, but I mean, it was a great experience, man, being able to do that. But you still got guys like we was talking about at the beginning of the show that are making their way to those schools because they don't have that that money. And those FCS schools, this is something, Jason, you need to just think about. Those FCS schools, they have to do more than the Power Five schools when it comes to recruiting. They have to do a lot more. They have to do a lot more evaluation on film and stuff like that because they don't get a chance to see these kids like the FBS schools do. I mean, like the bigger schools do. So they have to do more of evaluation than the Oklahomas and stuff like that because kid's really good and they like him. Somebody's gonna get him here. You know, that's the nature of the beast. But I think, man, I think that those schools like that, I'm not just saying HBCUs, I'm saying FCS schools, I think they're going to be a big priority when it comes to the portal in the next couple of years. I
Yeah.
really do.
They got. There's
There's
some.
no two ways around it. They've got to find their next place to get players.
Yeah.
And right now, if you're going to an NFL model, which you are, and you have salary cap, you're going to have cap casualties. That means that's going to happen. So you're not. One of you guys said it earlier. You're not going to take a risk, and developmental players ain't going to be as big a part of this game as it used to
Yeah,
be.
we talk about that all the time. You're not gonna take that kid that it takes him 2 years to get on the field. They're gonna let him go down the street and get developed, and then they'll come get him then.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Think about this.
Stashing them like they used to at the JUCOs.
Yeah, but dude, check this out. If you let's just say you're a kid, let's just say you're 6'5", 270, okay? And you know that you Power Five is not going to get you right now because you're still lacking a little bit, maybe the development, you need to gain a little weight. Well, you go to summer school at the JUCO, let's just say ICC right here. Go to ICC Community College. You go there during the summer, you pick up another 15 pounds. Now you're 285. Then during the fall, you pick up some more. Now you're 290, and you have a great year. You're already eligible. You've already been through a college system. And JUCO, I'm gonna tell you, JUCO is a mother. JUCO is no easy route, bro. And you go to JUCO, and now you're a freshman all over again. What I mean by you're a freshman, you're a recruit all over again. You didn't spent a year in a JUCO program. You didn't gain another 20 pounds. You didn't played against good talent that they can judge you a little bit more on the talent that you just got through playing against. Bro, it's a no brainer. Why
Yeah.
why would I go to? I'm gonna be honest with you. If I know I could do that, why would I go to a Tulane or Southern Miss? Why would I go to a Southern Miss when I know I can go to this JUCO and get developed? Got to go to the right one and get developed. Go to the JUCO that's putting kids out, get developed, and then next year start my recruiting all over again and still have the same amount of years I did when I came out of high school. Who wouldn't do that?
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's a real option.
It's a real ass
Yeah,
option.
it's
You
real for
know,
sure.
I
So
gotta.
let me ask you this, man. And we're gonna talk about this Hatton kid that was committed to Oklahoma for like a year,
Hmm.
right? And opens up his commitment, got Oklahoma in his final few schools, and ultimately picks Texas A&M. Right? Was once committed, decommitted, has them in the top two or three, and then picks Oklahoma or picks Texas A&M. Now I've seen people say that this recruitment is not over. If you're Oklahoma, do you keep recruiting the kid or do you move on and find somebody else?
I think Oklahoma running back room is stacked, and they
Yeah,
got some offers out there, some stacked kids. Um, I mean, it's hard to say as a coaching staff the reasons. I mean, we don't know. Um, maybe he's looking to get on the field a little bit earlier, and you look at what we have in the running back room right now, it would be kind of tough, getting on the field with what we have right now. We got a lot. I mean, we got a lot, and so
Well,
um, I
do you
think that
think Oklahoma still pursues him, or do you think they should?
I
man, I
don't
don't
think that
know.
I
I
don't
don't
think
know.
that they are or should at this point. Whenever he's decommitted from you now, and then he kind of brings you back into play, and then now he's committed to Texas A&M. And M. You got to realize that A&M was running out of running backs last year. That's not a problem at Oklahoma right now. In fact, we got
Mhm.
too many damn runnings in that room.
Yeah, and I think it was a decision made by him and his family that hey, look, the opportunity is a little bit better at A&M to get on the field, quickly. I
Yeah,
mean, you got to go through a damn army of damn running backs to get on the field as a freshman at Oklahoma.
yeah. I don't
So
know.
I mean,
I feel
I, I
like
think I think I think Oklahoma said, you know what, I know they got to understand that because it's a business. And so what you do, you move on to the next guy. He done moved on. I feel like yeah, we might need to move on unless it's a circumstance, an underlying circumstance that we don't know about. Yeah, you do move on.
yeah. Crazy. I don't know. I felt like he was never really gonna recommit, and still, man, this recruiting is still a ways out. Like
Hmm.
I feel like if here's my biggest thing with the young man is, he recruited or he committed early, right?
Hmm.
Decommitted, and then recommitted to a school before he had even Like
It was already in the works,
official
bro.
took already and he already took ain't even took no officials.
Man,
Why would you? I just feel like it's gonna happen again at some point. Like he's gonna, because I think he's 20. Is he 26?
yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he's
26
26.
guy. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just feel like he could have
I just
waited and took his official.
I feel like the room is too crowded, and I feel like he's been talking to A&M for a while, and you know what, Mike, let's do this. I hate to do this, but A&M got the money to pay him, you know, a little bit probably, and Oklahoma could do it too, but the need is not there to pay
No,
him a whole lot of money.
no, for sure.
The need is not there, and in Texas A&M they got the money, and the need is higher, so that you know probably going to be a situation where I can get more money and I can get on the field.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, I'd agree. I'd agree. Like I just, just wish. Hey, best of luck to you.
Yeah, best of luck to the kid, man. You know that's
Guys,
the
don't you feel like
situation.
you're running into a situation now where what are your biggest needs? What are your biggest needs? If we're talking about where's your biggest need, what is your biggest need? It is cornerback right now. If you're
Yeah, I think
thinking,
it's cornerback.
cornerback, but it's always going to be trench guys at the defensive tackle position, guys on the offensive line. It's always going to be that inside these SEC programs.
But
So
what
are you going to
changing in
go out
that?
there and spend max money on running backs at the college level when you're not doing that shit? When that's not really what you have to, you got to have a good back. You got to have a number of good backs and you need to have depth. But the thing is like, why wouldn't you be going against and getting a guy like JJ Hill instead? We know that he's got game. He's not so far ranked up the list that you gotta pay his ass, $350,000 though.
Yeah, JJ is a kid that they offered, but man, they got to get him to Norman. That's the biggest thing. They
That's
got to
what I'm
get him
trying
to
to make.
Norman.
I'm
The
not even
same,
talking about him
yeah.
necessarily. I'm talking
And no,
about a
and I'm
guy
just talking
Watkins.
about. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying.
Because
I'm
now that
just
you
speaking
have,
on him because he's a Tupelo kid.
I
Yeah,
understand that, and I'm glad that, and I brought it up because he's a Tupelo kid. But the reason I'm asking though is because look, with Jim Nagy, and they're asking, are we now going to a situation where he's going to start taking over this retention stuff? You would think so.
and I didn't think about I didn't think about the new GM and looking at what we have already in the stall. And so I mean
We
some
have
of
to
that
be
could have
thinking about that. We
some of
have
that
to.
yeah, exactly, but some of that probably played into it. It played into, look, we got enough running backs. We want to now we know this kid is ranked pretty good. We want to be transparent with him. He's not going to be, if he's looking for this, and you're not supposed to talk money, but everybody does. But anyway, you could say, um, you know, this is probably, if he got an agent, you can talk to that agent or whatever the situation is. But you can say, okay, what are my chances of getting X amount of money here? In difference between X amount of money at A&M and getting a chance to be on the field. Come on, man, we got to look at it. Our running back room is the most stacked room that we have on the whole roster. When we come for room, I mean, it's just we got several guys that I feel like can do it. I think we got.
Well,
Who's
and
who?
now
Okay,
see,
since we're
Jimmy's
so
asking,
stacked.
what if we miss on Caden Jones too? Now, look, that's DeJuan Jones's little son, right?
Mm,
I don't know that that's going to happen, or maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But here's what I would tell you: is you have to look at the room as it is. You've got young guys in the room. You've got a brand new guy in Tory Blaylock. You've got true sophomores in Tatum and X Rob. I get it but you still have
Two juniors.
your guys that are there, Javante and Sawchuck, and Sawchuck's little brother's part of the deal too, isn't he? Sam, the room is full at the moment. That doesn't mean that it can't clear out sooner than later, and we don't know what's going to happen in the spring
In the
portal
spring,
either. But
right?
what I would tell you is there's going to be guys available. There's going to be guys available. Let's not get it twisted and act like all of a sudden there's not going to be any running backs left. I
It's
look
gonna
at
be
the
plenty.
NFL right now. How many times are you seeing first round NFL running backs. It's very rare these days.
Yeah, you're getting 2 maybe in the first round. That's it.
Maybe.
Maybe.
But it's a rarity.
Now, don't
So
get me wrong. I think what Barkley did this year kind of spiked it just a little bit, but it's still not
well, you've had 2
not
years in a
amazing.
row that you had Christian McCaffrey do it the year before that, and then Barkley this year. But the truth be told is, you
Yes.
know, for every guy that's those dudes that are coming in the first round, or you had Bijan was a first rounder a couple years ago. It doesn't happen much though. You're not going to see it as much. And why? Because there's a bunch of them out there, and the wear and tear kind of tells you that it isn't always worth it to those guys to give up max money for a first round running back.
Well, Jason, you just said something that's key. Okay, you talking about the wear and tear. I think Ohio State. That's why they went out and got Juckins. We need 2 really good backs. I mean, that's every school if you're going to be because I think the NFL looks okay. He's not beat up. He didn't have to carry the ball every time, and I think DeMarco looks at that too, coming from the NFL background. Just carried the ball, got beat up. Career wasn't as long as it should have been, and I think a lot of coaches are doing that now. In college football, said we need two starters at running back. Back in the day when you had split backfield, you had two starters. Then everybody went to the single, and now you just got one guy. But you need two. You need two roughnecks. You need two roughnecks, and stacking a running back room like we have, I think is a good thing. I think it's something that we're going to continue to see long as Coach BV is there and DeMarco is there. And you got to look at other programs that are doing the same thing. Hey, national champions, Ohio State. So yeah, running back is. I think it's going to get back to being what it was, but it'll never be the get all of college football. That's not going to happen. But I think you do need two good running
Well,
backs.
I think it's just another one of those things that are evolving that you have to realize that things are not going to be the same as what we're used to seeing them. And
Right.
it's not worth getting too worked up. Man, guys, I've told you guys over the years that I've been doing this show, I know you folks that have been here for a while have heard me say, I don't give a shit about recruiting that much. I just don't, because I feel like it's all changing. I think that these guys know more. These especially Jim Nagy, those types. Plus, this staff has proven they identify talent and they get
Yes.
them in there, and they not only do they identify them, but they bring them along and get them to where they need to be. And that's the most important thing. And I don't think that. Look, I know that we want to make sure that we get all the 5 stars in the world. I've heard guys, I hear the Sooner Cowboys of the world out there screaming and bitching about 5 stars here and there all the fucking time. It doesn't matter as much as you guys act like it does.
Mm.
It just doesn't. It just doesn't, because they're going to find guys that fit Oklahoma. They are.
They're going to find guys to fit the
There's a money side to this that is always going to be a part of it from here on out. I know we kick and scream about it, but it is a part of it. And they can't just sit there and go way over the amount to pay these guys anymore, because there's going to be a cap.
It needs to be.
There is going to be.
Yeah,
But it won't include the NIL part. There's still going to be, you're going to be able to go get your guys. But if you're a kid like Hatton and you look at the Oklahoma running back room right now and you see Torrey Blaylock in there and you see Tatum in there and you see X-Rob in there, not to mention the other 2 guys, the chances are you're like, shit, I'm never going to get in.
Yeah.
I'm never going to get in. Why would I go? This is a good thing. It's because you can only play one of them at a time anyway.
And here's another thing, Jason. If a kid is going to sit and be patient, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to sit and be patient without getting paid a good amount. I'm just being honest with you. If a kid say, I know I'm a good kid, I know I can play, I know I'm going to be at that next level, but I want to sit and wait my turn, man, that's few and far between unless that kid is getting paid. That's the only way you're going to have. That's the only way you're going to be able to stack like other people stacked years ago. I'm talking about Alabama, I'm talking about Georgia, I'm I'm talking about Clemson at the time. Before the money came along, they knew they were going to play and they were going to get paid eventually by going to the NFL. The only way you're going to keep a roster full of guys like that, you're going to have to pay that guy damn near what the other guy's making, and that's just it is what it is. And so you're going to need smart people in your front office to say, hey, look, we would love to have this guy, but we can't pay him, you know, what A&M going to pay him, or what Texas or Miami. We could pay this guy
There's
because
not
we need
unlimited
that
funds
guy.
that at OU. There is not unlimited funds.
No, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying some people look at it like they just frivolous with money. OU is not going to be frivolous like that.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying they don't have it. I'm just saying they're not going to waste money on a kid that they're not going to be able to use right now. It's just
Let
not
me
going
ask you guys now. Y'all are asking. We'll go to a Q&A part of it now. We might as well. Jimmy asked the question, what if we miss out on Caden Jones too? There's another guy out there is what I would say. I think we were answering that question.
Well, you
But
miss
you
out
guys
on him.
ask us what y'all want to know.
You miss out on him. I promise you. Out of all the JUCOs in the transfer portal, you can get another one. I promise you that. I know a kid is finna hit the JUCO, come from D1 to JUCO, and this kid could play anywhere in the country. And he's gonna play a year at JUCO. He's gonna hit about 1,000, 1,200, and then he's gonna be right back where he need to be. So yes, guess what? I hate to say this, but you can find another one. I promise you can find another one. I guarantee you, out of all the JUCOs in the country, you can find one within 2 hours, an hour that could
Well, I think
match.
that the reason that Jimmy asked that though was a big part of it was his dad played back in the day with Adrian Peterson,
Right.
DeJuan Jones.
Yeah. I
Badass.
mean, now
Those
that's
legacy
the difference.
kids, chances are, listen, man, I'm gonna tell you
Yeah.
this. If the offer's there and they want him, I think his other biggest offer is Okie Light. Come on, man.
Yeah,
We really think that's where he's headed?
they're not gonna miss out on that kid. If OU is his biggest offer, they're not gonna miss out on him. And he's a legacy kid, ain't gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I agree. I think more than likely you're going to get that guy. But yeah, I mean, you're not going to get them all. We know that you're not going to get them all. But here's the other thing: the transfer portal is a deal. We just got done talking about why these kids are going these other places and how
Yeah.
they're not getting ranked very high and they're not ending up at a D1 school right away because they're not a high 4-star or a 5-star guy, right? Well, this is the new reality is you're probably going to be closer to that. Instead of it being 80-20 or 90-10, it's probably going to be 60-40 on your transfer portal stuff going forward.
Mm-hmm.
Because it just kind of is. You want guys that are going to produce immediately.
Yes, I mean definitely, man. I mean OU is just, if you look at the landscape of how
Maybe
they're
you
doing
catch him
things.
later, 918. Maybe you catch him later.
Yeah,
That's the
exactly.
point I'm trying to make.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. That's true.
Yep.
Oklahoma is looking at recruiting differently, and they had to, and they're doing a good job. You know, um, another little thing that happened this weekend that has to do with Oklahoma and recruiting. I had a writer come up to me and say, "Oh, so you're the guy that's got all the kids from Mississippi excited about Oklahoma?" I said, "No, the hell I ain't." He said, "Yeah, man, I heard."
Yes, the hell you are.
No, the hell I ain't. I mean, I have nothing to do with that. And
Yeah.
my thing of it was, because Isaiah went. There's been some other guy, Colton Bester, that played there. He was from right there in Kemper County. I said, man, there's been a couple of other guys from Mississippi that's played at OU. I said, but now since you got social media out there right now, Isaiah, he's on the forefront, looking this, okay, well, they came and got this cat out of Mississippi. What's going on in Oklahoma? And that was what one of the writers who's like, so you're the one that's got the kids going. I said, man, Markel I've been knowing him ever since he was in the sixth grade. I said, I've been knowing this kid for a while. I said, his dad is gonna go wherever the offer go. He's gonna go visit. I say, yeah, he asked me a couple, Q&As about coming up here, but that decision was totally up to him. The same way with Giovanni Gibson, that was his decision. But yeah, I'm gonna put it out there. It's a good place to be. You got to visit, because the narrative right now in Mississippi is, man, you don't want to go up there, man. Ain't nothing up there. It's flat. They got a bunch of tornadoes. There'll never be, there'll never,
Windstorms,
yeah, there'll never be a
fires.
SEC team. Yeah, man, it's all kind of, man, they, you know, that they can't compete. Okay, the championships. Come on, they had to beat everybody in the country, the best teams in the country to win those. I said the Heisman trophies. Come on, man, get out of here with that. Y'all, because they don't want the kids to come to Oklahoma to see it. Now, Markel, when he came at a great time where there wasn't a whole lot of people up here, and he got the special treatment. And man, I can say this, you know, I think Markel's I think Oklahoma's is 1-2 on his list. I mean, he probably got a top 5 or top
I've
6.
talked to his pops, three
Yeah,
times in the last week?
yeah.
And I talked to him after they left Arkansas. I talked to him after they left Oklahoma. I talked to him again yesterday. And Oklahoma's definitely high up on his list.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely,
You know,
because they're looking at more than football, and that's one thing he'll tell you that he's looking at more than football. He's looking at, you know when he goes there, get his degree. Man, you're nowhere from Houston, you're nowhere from Dallas. I mean, you get a degree from Oklahoma, man. It says a little bit,
Mhm.
and that's what he's looking at that also outside of the football.
Yeah,
That's
well, and he even
it
said
means a
he
lot.
wasn't expecting, Michael himself said, I talked to his pops a lot, but Michael himself said that uh, he wasn't expecting what he got at OU.
No, not
He
at all.
wasn't expecting exactly what everything that happened. And so that's a big deal. And so that just goes to show you that, man, and again, I'm going to just say this one more time. This is a guy that isn't even very high up on the list of people right now because he doesn't have all the stars. He is high up on the list of these big damn schools. He's got offers from all monster big time programs. And so we know he's a good player. But what's that going to look like if he was to sign with Oklahoma today and he don't have no stars? That doesn't move the needle for the 247s and on threes of the world. It doesn't help their recruiting ranking.
Mm-mm. And it hurt. It's gonna knock Oklahoma down
That's right.
in the ranking. But how do you have a sheet like he does, and other kids don't have that sheet?
Well, what's going to end up happening if he was to say
You know.
Oklahoma today, then they're going to go ahead and rank him soon, and he may shoot up the list like he should, and he should be a 4-star guy anyway.
Mhm.
He's a 4-star type back as it is. And if he has the kind of year we're expecting him to have this year
Oh,
at Madison Central as the lead dog, then yeah, you're going to see that happen. But I'm just saying, if it was going on today, and if he was a 26 kid, and he was to say today that he's coming to OU, it would actually drop their recruiting rankings down.
oh yeah, yeah, it would. Yeah, it happens. You have to play you
Again,
have
I
to
just
play
got
the
to tell
you
you,
have
I
to,
don't know what does it matter. Does it matter that you're higher up the recruiting rankings or not? I mean,
but
what is it? We
but
know that
Jason, you
there's
know
the
what
blue
some of
chip
these kids are
ratio.
doing. You know what some of these kids are doing? They say, "Hey, coach, I'm silently committing to you guys. You have but I'm not going to say it until the bowl game, but I'm solidly committing to you guys. I'll be here. I don't care what you hear, what you heard, and take that. I don't want to drop my rankings. I want to go on my visits. I want to go to all these visits. I just want to have fun, but I'm coming here. I'm coming here. This is where I'm going. I'm coming right here. Now you can see me go over here, and I'm gonna be there having fun with my boys, kicking it. Official visit over here. I'm going to eat some good food down there. I want to see Oregon. I want to see what it looks like. This, that, and the third. You can't get mad if a kid be straight up with you and say, "Hey, look, coach, I'm coming. Mark me down. but I'm going to have this fun. I'm going
Well,
on.
they don't do that. That's what they say. Look, we want you to go ahead and continue until you're ready to stop taking visits. Then we don't want you to commit. This is how it is with that's the Coach Venables way.
Yeah.
It's actually worked out pretty well when all is said and done.
But some of those
Mhm.
kids do give I do know this. They give a solid commit, bro. It's
Yeah.
been done. It's been done. Kids give solid commits. Even to OU, they give solid commits. Now they don't do the when they do give it verbally to the people, yeah, they do stop. Yeah, you're right about that. But they still do give solid commits.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, we've known about that for a while.
Mm-hmm.
We've known about that for a while. Non-football question. Do you
I
guys
like
think
that one.
Aaliyah Chavez, #1 girls basketball player in the nation, picks OU tomorrow? That would be cool if she did, man. That would definitely put them in a different
He's cold, bro.
stratosphere.
Hey, they just need a difference maker. If they had a difference maker,
There she is, right there, Aaliyah
Yeah,
Aaliyah
yeah.
Chavez.
Hey, go watch her stuff, bro.
oh, dude,
She's a
I
baller.
know it. I'm just
Hey,
saying, if the
yeah, she's
team
nice.
had somebody like her, oh, bro.
Yeah, she's nice.
I
Well, that's
mean,
and they do. They need that kind of player to take them. I think they're working towards the Sweet 16. Anyway, you know they play today to get to the Sweet 16. That would be huge. But you know they're not in a situation where they're going to go win the Natty this year. We know that they can't beat. They're not going to beat the LSU's of the world. They're not going to beat the South Carolinas of the world, or even really like the UConns at this point.
I thought
You
the
know,
Sweet 16 was started today.
I thought I read something different. Maybe you guys let us know what if we're wrong.
Yeah. I know you
It's
like
us or
yesterday.
UT. It's us or UT. Well, and that's the thing is like Texas is right up there. The Texas women have definitely come a long ways as well.
Oh, they
Mississippi
good.
State women. You know, there's a lot of big time programs in women's basketball. Tennessee's starting to get their way back towards that, I think, a little bit. You know, but I tell you what, Jenny's done a hell of a job. She's done a hell of a job.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Hey, did
they're
you
in the
see
round of 32 today. So yeah, they'll get into the 16. Yeah, that's what I thought.
who they playing? Who they playing?
Uh,
Iowa.
I
Iowa.
thought they won the
Iowa.
other day,
Iowa. Playing Iowa.
Saturday.
You did. They're
That was
playing
their
Iowa.
first round game, though.
Yeah, that's first round. They're playing Iowa tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
First round.
So
Hey,
Iowa with no Caitlin Clark. So, you know, hopefully they can get through that one.
Yeah.
yeah. Hey, did y'all see? I just popped in my head right here. Did y'all see Josh Pate's little thing the other day about the Oklahoma schedule and how they,
Yeah, I saw it. I
bro?
saw it.
He might like covered wagons a little bit more than we think, man. He might be a closet Sooner fan, bro.
But the guy on 3, what's his name?
Starting to see
Uh,
the light.
what's the guy
Pickle,
on 3
pickle,
that what's his name?
JD.
Yeah, him. You know,
Oh,
I'm
well,
gonna tell
last
you
year,
what I'm gonna tell you what's
JD
happening.
Piquel was all he's got
He's
Oklahoma
on
fans
the
all in there.
nuts.
He's been
Dude,
kissing ass for a while now. He's definitely pro OU
yes,
right now.
yes. Hey, look, Jason, this is what's killing him. It's what's coming out of campus was got him intrigued. You know, last year you didn't hear
No, he
that, you
called him
didn't see
6 and
those
6 last
plays.
year. He said 6 and 6 last year. And I mean, they landed there, but it wasn't like he was just dead on the money or anything like
Right,
that.
right. You know, barring the
Yeah.
injuries, we wouldn't have been 6 and 6. But I'm gonna say this: he's looking at what's coming out of camp. He's looking at the energy that's coming out of camp. He's looking at the film that's coming out of camp. He's like, hold up, wait a minute. This is not the same offense. I don't give a damn how you say they got to do it in the SEC. They're doing it against the SEC defense every day in practice. So don't give me that bull.
Probably the
Don't give
best
me that.
SEC defense too at that.
Yeah, don't give me that. They doing it against a damn good football team, bro.
Yeah.
You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? They doing it against some dialed up ass damn blitzes. And Mateer is, he tearing it up, bro.
Yeah.
He is as advertised to
Okay,
me.
and there you go. That's the other thing too. My camera giving me a hard time again, but I'll say this: is talking about John Mateer. You saw him in another video on YouTube. He's out there throwing with Giovanni and Deion Burks, and everybody is in love with that duo right there. He's hitting them out there working with a guy that's known to work with the NFL receivers. Forget that dude's name, but hey,
Diamond something.
Diamond something, yeah. But they're giving a lot of love, man.
Man, look, offensive line is gonna be better, guys. They understand what's in front of them. They were young and tender. Now that gristle is a little bit harder than it was last year with that offensive line. They understand what has to be done. You got to realize what they were being up against with the offense coordinator, and things wasn't meshing too well with it. So man, that was a lot of it also. But right now they're having fun with the offense coordinator. The offense coordinator gets a chance now to he's got a quarterback coach that can do a lot of stuff too. But he get a chance to go over there and mingle up with the offensive line, mingle up with the receivers, mingle up with the backs. Hey man, you guys doing a really good job. When we're doing this, this is what I like for us to be doing. This that he is conversing with everybody, you know, and
Yeah,
that means a lot.
yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
You got a quarterback that's teaching. He's teaching. You have a quarterback that knows the system, and it allows Arbuckle to,
And
be
by
able
the
to
way,
focus on different
it's a
stuff, and he's
quarterback that
helping
was in
me.
the same system that Cam Ward was in last year and went and lit it up in the ACC. And everybody's talking about whether he's going to be the first guy taken in the draft this year. So
Yeah.
it wouldn't be that far out of the realm of possibility for this guy to come in and blow up this year either.
Yeah, man. So it's a situation that we look in. I think we look really good. Man, I seen Hawk make some hell of a throws too. So I think this system and having a quarterback coach has helped him. He's going to be a lot better guy if he's needed. You see what I'm saying?
You guys
He,
already know what I think about Michael Hawkins, and I'll say it one more
yeah,
time.
but I'm
I'll
just
make
talking
sure I
about
get
the
this
extra
camera to work.
coaching that he's getting right now.
Hey, if he's needed this year, he's going to step in and be that dude. And I still believe that dude, before it's all over with, will be in New York for Heisman ceremonies.
Oh yeah, I do. I do. He's that kind of kid, man. He's a grindy kid, and I like him a lot. I did the 2 days I was there. I see Mike throw that damn deep ball, man. He threw the shit out of it, you know.
They're
And
talking about him throwing them open, though. Talking
throwing
about
them
material.
open.
Well, you're starting to see that from every guy, all
Quarterback
those
coach,
guys.
man. Quarterback coach, bro.
That's right.
You got a quarterback coach, and I mean, not saying that
Throwing
John
them to the spot
John
and
said,
expecting the guy
yeah.
to get there.
Man, I watched the out and up, and before the guy ever went up, that
Big Bo,
shit was
talk about that.
that shit was already gone out of his damn hands.
Yeah.
You
Go
know,
ahead, Big Bo. We cut you off there, but go.
I don't even remember what I was about to say.
You said you were taking the point was that the pace taking notice
Oh
of
no,
the
no,
scheduling and how it gives
I,
Texas
I
an
didn't cut it
advantage.
off. Maybe I just didn't make my point clear. But what I was saying is his whole video was about like how the SEC scheduling in it favors Texas, you know, to
hmm
continue.
Well, welcome to
And,
the fucking reality world.
yeah,
Shit,
well, that's
Josh.
what
It
it,
took
it
me
was
2
just kind
years.
of validation for a little bit of what we've all been saying for the last 2 years or the last year about Texas' schedule and how they got the short end.
Oh, we definitely got the short end of the stick. But
Yeah,
guys, I think the way this thing is, a 9-win, a 3-loss team, it all depends on the right 3 losses, probably could get you in after what we saw happen this year with some of those teams.
yeah, they already
Well, I
said
think it would depend on the 3 losses for
Yes,
Texas.
exactly.
But I think with Oklahoma, if you're 9-3 and you're OU, and that means that you've got a 9-3 record and you've beaten some combination of Michigan, Auburn, Alabama, Texas,
Tennessee,
Tennessee.
Ole
Texas.
Miss, LSU, Tennessee.
Come on, bro.
So 9
Come
and
on.
3, it's not a guarantee that it gets you in.
And it's how that 9-3 looks. If that 9-3 is a 23-21 loss against a top 1-2 team, you should get your ass in. Not no blowouts, not I mean games that you won in and you came back at the end, but you lose some field goals or whatever situation, some really tight 3 games out of that schedule. Man, come on, bro. You man, you take that to the stove
Yeah.
because we you should get in. You really should get in. Not losing to a 500 team, but losing to a team that is a playoff team. You lose to them with that schedule that we have, and that's you got to look at that totally different. It's just like you take Alabama and Ole Miss, the 9-3 season that they had. You lost to teams that were not playoff teams. Ole Miss, they lost to Kentucky. You know, hey, the LSU I get. Who else did they lose to? And they lost to Florida. You know, so you don't get in. You didn't lose to a playoff team, caliber team. So you don't get your ass in. But if you lose to a 9 and if you lose to your 3 losses to teams that are 10-2, 11-1, you get in.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know,
No doubt.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
look at that.
I'm about to try to slide down this week, maybe check some stuff out. I'll keep y'all updated.
One time when you going down?
Maybe the Thursday.
Okay,
Thursday.
I'm gonna come. I'm gonna go for the spring. Well, spring practice or whatever game, whatever it is. I'm
The
gonna go down a day
Princeton
early.
Combine, I'll be there for that.
Yeah, you'll be there for that. Okay, man. We need to do a show on site then, bro.
We will.
Somewhere close.
That's the plan, bro. That's the plan. I got some stuff I need to talk to both y'all about, so we'll
Yeah,
get on that. But not to worry, we'll be there. We're
yeah,
gonna
man.
get that
That's
going.
something that that's something. Is that Saturday? I think I'm gonna go down Thursday. Mike, I'm gonna go down
Yeah.
there Thursday. Yeah.
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 So
But I'm about to slide up out of here, boys.
Yeah,
I
it's
got
time
to
to
get
go
yeah,
anyways
man.
for us too, man. I got some stuff.
my dog whining. He want to go out. So
Yeah, I
All right.
see you petting. I see you petting the pet.
yeah,
Yeah.
man. He come in
We had
here.
Norman over here climbing on me a minute ago too.
Oh,
He come here and let me know it's time to go outside.
man. Old Norman.
Oh, Norman's up here. Yeah, here. Come on, Norman. This big ass. This
Put,
dude is a monster, bro.
put Norman on the show, man. We want to see Norman. That's a big old joker,
Climb
man.
up, dog. Climb up. He don't want to climb today. There he is.
Oh, I can hear
Yeah. He's making me go.
him.
He makes his
Yeah,
damn
man.
damn dog. All right, man. Well, yeah. Hey, Big Bo, we appreciate you coming on, man, and giving us all the inside to the Bahamas this week. And man, appreciate everybody coming in. Obviously, you
Pig
know,
snatcher.
hey, the pig raising. Pig, I
Yeah,
thought y'all crazy, no motherfucker, because I wouldn't even think about that shit in
No.
today's world.
Hey,
Because of them
I'm
hogs.
gonna let y'all know something too right here real quick. I forgot about this. So the first day we get on the boat, they got all these activities, whatever. They had a basketball court on the back, right? And I was up there with the kids. They had a big knockout tournament. It was like a knockout tournament with like 40 people, right? So
I'd have
Marcus,
whipped y'all's
like,
ass at that.
Marcus is like, I don't want to do it. I'm like, man, go out there and do it. He's like, you do it with me? I said, yeah, I guess I will. I'm like, hey, your boy made it top 5 on that thing, and Marcus got knocked out on his first shot. He was behind and come through and drain one on him.
Hey, you can't be missing this shit, bro. You just
Yeah,
can't.
he missed it. Your boy made it top 5 though. Your boy was
That's
top
what's
5
up.
representing my old ass.
Yeah, you just weren't ready to go get that rebound. You got to make them, right?
No,
Oh, yeah.
that's what got me out, man. I had one carry him off to the left, and I was like, damn.
You had to run for it.
That's some big,
Wear
tall,
that
young
ass
ass
out.
kid behind me. That's a big, tall, young ass kid.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, man. The hell
That's
with
how it
that.
goes. That's how it goes right there with knockout. You just got to make sure
Yeah.
you're dropping them. You just don't be
Yeah.
missing. Don't be
Yeah.
missing.
But all right, man. Y'all be good.
All
I'll
right, bro.
holler at
Appreciate
y'all.
you coming in. Appreciate everybody coming in and hooking up with us as usual. Hey, we always say, appreciate everybody coming in. We do this for all you guys as well. I mean, I'm glad, man. I've been biting at the bit all week. I just been too sick to be in here. That's all there was to it. Just too damn sick to be in here. So it was a tough week for me, but I appreciate everybody coming in, spending some time with us on this wonderful Big Monday with Big Mike Boganowski, Big Cuz Marcus Dent.
What
We
up?
appreciate
What up
that
with
as
it?
always. And hey, make sure you jump over to the Gridiron Insight and hit that like button there. Make sure that you also jump in there and become a subscriber to his channel. There's a lot of good stuff coming up on the Gridiron Insight. You talked about a little bit of it just a second ago, but we got some other stuff coming as well. So make sure you guys are over there. Become a member here. As low as $2.99 a month. We'll get you into our Discord. We'll get you some of our we'll definitely start doing some more of that members only content as well. So make sure you guys jump over there and do that. We'll see you all on the next one.
Peace.